Discipline's a big one. Risk taking, willing to take risk. You gotta have thick skin, right? You gotta be okay to fail, and a lot of no's will happen along the way, right? It's all part of the system, but being able to understand what are those steps. And what I did figure out, I have passed down to my kids. I feel like my kids are in their past. They're in a good position now. They're with good teams, good people around them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're in a good spot as far as like dad can kind of like back up, and kind of like, what's my next step? That's why we had him build his own compound, his own property. I've never gone wrong investing back in myself. I've never felt like that was ever a bad thing. Because in America, everything you're taught is work your 9 to 5 and save. Well, saving doesn't usually compound into more money. The one thing I really learned over the last 5-10 years was just like, fix me first and others will follow.
Well, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Brian Deegan,
All right.
the general.
All right. Can you see that?
That's fine.
All right.
It's a podcast, bro.
All right. Yeah.
Just lay shit up,
All right.
bro.
Let's start.
This is a meeting of the minds
yeah.
right now.
All right.
So, mate, in town, obviously, Supercross, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about a bit of stuff that you've got going on. The General's Army launched it officially now.
Yeah. So that was an idea I had for many years, to be honest. I really run down this path of, I just love, I'd say, teaching and learning. I love just learning. And that's what with motocross, supercross, I did that at a young age. There wasn't a lot to study back then. There wasn't so much there was no social media. I made some old videos you could watch. I remember the pros at practice and play was like a video from the 80s. Any video there was, I had it. So how could you really learn how to be better at racing? Is you just watch races and try to study them. But I learned how to learn over time. And so through Supercross, motocross, I was just a beginner in learning. And then I went on to truck racing and car racing, and that was my avenue out of freestyle motocross at the time, which we pioneered. So how do you learn that? We were guinea pigs. And so, but I went to car racing when Pastrana was able to bring in Rally Car to X Games, which is an awesome opportunity for all of us to transition from a sport that was no roll cage to a roll cage, which was nice at 30 years old or whatever. And so I studied it, and I really, really studied how to get better at car racing. I never raced four wheels before, but ended up figuring it out over, the game of learning, and was able to win, rally at X Games, which was a huge accomplishment for me, and then went on to win many truck championships and off-road. And how did I do that? And it was from like reverse engineering things. And so I always loved, my point is I always love coaching and our learning. And so.
And you developed things like the car racing was your thing, your team. Like a lot of it you kind of had to build from the ground up in a sense.
For sure. So that was new and all new for me. And I did create my own race team in truck racing. We had our own race shop. We built our own race trucks. So I learned all that, like as far as learning engines and transmissions and third members and drive shafts and all this stuff. And it was fun. I thought that was such a cool part of my life. And so I was able to carry that on. And everything's been a chapter of life. And so I went through the car racing, truck racing, and had a good run. I was able to bring my kids up through racing while I was doing it. A lot of people don't know, like I really thought my kids were going to race cars. And that was like, we put them into go-karts. I was at the car track. I hadn't been back to the motocross races in a long time since I, walked away from the sport in 99, I think it was. So when we walked away just to help create, action sports and X Games, freestyle motocross. So my point is, I came back to it with the kids, and I thought we'd be car racing, and so that's what we put them into. And Haley took that, go karts into, all the way into truck racing and NASCAR. And Haiden, was on a dirt bike at a young age just for fun, and that translated into a later career. But my point is, I always loved coaching, so I feel like there was something with what I've learned is setting goals. Minds and the mindset, the mindset of what it takes to win and the strategy of what it takes to get there. And that's setting goals and boundaries and a game plan and having all that. And that's something I've learned through all these other sports, and I've been able to pass that down to my kids. And it's not just by chance they were good at, the sports, right? That was all through a process that, I'd refined over years with their effort, obviously. And so I feel like my kids are in their paths. They're in a good position now. They're with good teams, good people around them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're in a good spot as far as like dad can kind of like back up, and kind of like, what's my next step? I still like mentoring, coaching, and the things that I've had success in. I'm not going down the path of things I don't know or things I'm not good at. I just don't. I stay in my lane. So that is why I've always wanted to create my own community. And I think it's great timing because the social media communities right now, you go on there and social media has turned into a different world in the last so many years. And I feel like what turned into like, I just want to create a page and I'm going to talk with my friends and we're going to, have this cool community has turned into something different than that,
100%.
And I'm like, how do we get back to a fun community that's just with your crew of people, that's your like-minded people? That's the best way I can describe it, is how do you build this dream community of like-minded people that all kind of think the same? And in this world today, you can create your own community, right? That's where we're at. And if you want to live in that community or if you want to travel out of that community, it's your choice. But I wanted to create my own community of like-minded people that I could help in the positions in the areas that I've had success in. And so that's why I created the General's Army. I thought, all right, how's this going to go? And I'm just a normal guy who in my mind has doubts too. Like, okay, am I going to start something? Is it going to work? Is it not going to work?
It's been years that you've been talking about doing it.
Years.
Yeah.
And I just think it was down to timing, with Haiden, signing his 450 deal, is going to the 450 team. There's a great group of guys around him, that focus on just a few riders. It's kind of was able to go, okay, I think it's the time. So I launched the community at the end of the year in 2025, and we launched it. And I was like, okay, here we go. Boom, put it out there. And it's kind of like a small little rough start. Boom, I'm like, I don't know. Well, let's just do it. I'm done thinking about it. I'm going for it. I didn't make it into this big production, whatever. I said, we're going to put it out there and just let it build.
Yeah.
And it took off quick.
It's been good.
Yeah, and it's been great. And I'm excited because I go on there, I get to talk to like-minded people. The thing I like about it the most is it's not fact-checked. it lives on a .com. It doesn't live on a platform.
Yeah,
such
it's
as,
your platform.
It's my platform.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So it's like kind of my rules on that platform. I mean, it is on Circle, which is, obviously a platform itself, but they let you run build your own community and do your own thing. They don't police it.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, but like it's been pretty open where I can just say what I want to say. And our rules in our community is really just, hey, everything we talk about and do in this community stays in our community. That's it. Like, speak freely, say what you want to say, and it's self-policed, I feel. And it's cool is I can say and answer questions the way I really want to, say the things I want to say. And I feel like that has been definitely turned back on social media for us. Like we put out our own YouTube, our own social, our way. And for me, going out and doing podcasts and just talking in the industry, I've done much less of that just because everything we say or do now gets clickbaited, which I get it. Everyone's fighting for clicks. It's a business. I understand that part, but if I'm going to put myself out there on that way, it's going to happen, right? So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just not put myself out there like that then, and which is almost kind of weird and almost like not fair, but it's just the facts of what it is.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that will lose its strike value over time. All the clickbaits and all that.
I think it kind of already has.
I think so.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah.
Like it's been so. I mean, I feel like we pioneered it in our space, but I mean, even for us, we're clickbaiting less shit because it just you get the same results with
just saying what it is.
Like with actually, This podcast is brought to you by our new electrolyte partner, SOTA FUEL. if you've been listening to the show for a while, you would know that I'm pretty big on the whole hydration thing. Every single day, I make sure I drink water mixed with SOTA FUEL electrolyte mix. SOTA FUEL is packed with all 6 essential electrolytes and key vitamins to help keep you hydrated and performing at your best. With up to 5 times more effective hydration than water alone, you'll stay energized and focused throughout your ride. Plus, there's no added sugar, so you won't experience those dreaded spikes or sugar crashes. As far as a supplement for riding dirt bikes, SOTA FUEL is your friend on and off the track. It helps reduce arm pump, muscle fatigues, keeps you hydrated to avoid headaches, and provides sustained energy to keep you sharp. SOTA FUEL is not only effective, but it's also one of the cleanest and most complete formulas on the market, with 2 to 3 times the electrolytes compared to industry standard and a cost per gram that is twice as affordable. Lightweight, portable sachets are perfect. Throw in your gear bag, throw in your toiletries bag, throw in your work bag. They've got 4 great flavors, but my personal favorite is this bad boy right here. Gypsy juice. This is our very own flavor. I think it is by far the best flavor out of the 4. Go to sotafuel.com right now or click the link in the description. I would love for you guys to try it. Yeah, chuck some of this in there. Did you get the stuff we sent to your house?
Yes, I have.
What flavor do you like the best?
I think it's like tropical or whatever.
You like the gypsy juice?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Can you get some of that, Ethan, instead of this?
I might try whatever.
You want to try cherry lemon?
Yeah, I like cherry.
You a cherry guy?
Yeah. I like lemonade.
Try that. Just don't go. Do you go for a full one?
Half? Yeah, we can do a half.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I think that shock value is definitely it's losing because some people it's just literally all they do.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, fuck, is Feld really you know what I mean? Is Davey Coombs really got a selling illegal weapons to?
No, I get it, but I feel like we do it too. Yeah. I ain't gonna say we don't do it.
You got to do it to a degree.
To a degree.
But there's a line, and I mean, you've had times where you've texted me and you're like, "This is too far."
Come on, bro.
And I'm like, I didn't do it, but all right, I'll look at it and see. But
and you've always been cool about it, so whatever.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely is a part of doing business. You know,
it's good.
How's the flavor?
It's good. No,
sweet.
It doesn't taste sugary, which is good.
That's our biggest thing. Like even so, my wife, she's been doing IVF at home, and then it's like you got to have electrolytes after surgery and whatever.
Yeah.
And we're out in Australia, so she's got normal shit, and she's just like, I just can't do the sugar.
Yeah.
We have sugar in everything else.
Everything.
So like we need to not have sugar. And now I can't go back to other stuff.
That's good. If you could just put it in your head, which I'm sugar freak too. Like at the end of the day,
I'm the worst, bro.
And you know what's crazy? If you really open your eyes, which I've been trying to do the last 5 years or so, just really look around at what's going on. And when you go to a store, let's just say a CVS or let's say Walgreens or whatever, and you walk through that store, everything in there is based around getting you to be a customer for life, right? So you look at when you check out sugar everywhere, the sugar aisles just everywhere, and you know now we know what it does, right? But they're constantly pushing candy and sugar and snacks and all this, that, which will make you sick and eventually become a client of what they're selling.
The system.
And it's crazy to think it's just so blatantly thrown in your face. But we've grown up on that, so we're kind of caught in that system. So we have to break a trend that's been trend for years, which is tough to do. I mean,
Yeah, you're not going to be able to avoid it fully.
Yeah.
But it's in everything.
Yeah.
And if I can get anything sugar-free that I actually like to drink or like to eat, sign me up.
Yeah.
Because it's just everywhere.
It's everywhere. And the problem is sugar-free a lot of times means
other chemicals.
Other fake sweeteners, which is worse, right?
Yeah. Someone who was talking to me about, God, might have been Nixon. And no, it wasn't Nixon. It was someone else that I didn't expect, but they started talking about oat milk because I got a coffee with them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, bro, you can have oat milk. I'm like, honestly, shut the fuck up. I drink this much every day. All right. If it's that, whatever, I'll cop it. I don't do anything else. I'm going to drink some oat milk. But yeah, so anyway, the no sugar thing is like, that's the biggest part of that for me.
Yeah. And we could go down that forever, but really, I tried my best to avoid it. And I can tell, because I've had so many injuries over the years, I can tell if I eat before I go to bed, any dairy, sugar, or anything, the next day I'm feeling it. I have a certain, like a pain in my neck. I have like a vertebrae that are real close and squishing nerves in my neck, and if I have any inflammation,
and it just expands a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just enough to drive me, like, it just hurts. So anyway, yeah, that's the way it is.
So yeah, the General's Army stuff. Yeah. I'm glad you did it, because when you talk about, so I got it. You sent me a link. I got in there pretty much straight away. So it was cool to literally watch it from 3 people to what it is now.
Yeah,
but. And I'll tell this to people when they ask me about you. I say that you are that kind of person. Like, I can come to you with any ideas, big ideas, talking about making money off things. And you're not a guy that's got a ceiling. You're not a guy that you're not a guy that doesn't think people can achieve the things that they're setting out to do. So you do walk that walk. And over the last, I think this is like your 4th time doing this.
Yeah.
But since the very first time we did this, I've been able to go to you with ideas. Yeah. We've been able to work on content. You make your money. I make my money. Like, you're a good person to be involved with business-wise, and you're a good person to talk to business-wise and ideas-wise. And that's why when I told you, when you brought this up to me a while ago, I was like, you should do that. Because I do genuinely think you are the kind of person that enjoys this. You enjoy being around like-minded people, and there's not that many people that I can call and talk to big picture ideas like I can talk to with you, and you will get it.
Yeah.
You know? And even some of the stuff that we've done in fucking clickbait videos, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll deal with it, because Brian gets it. He actually isn't one of those people that's kind of stuck in that type of thinking. So it's honestly a very good fit for you personally.
Cool, thanks. No, I appreciate it. In the end, I feel like it just had to be at the right timing of my life, and I feel like it is. And I think it's just offering access to me and my community, really, which is for a lot of people coming up trying to build businesses and stuff. Like, they need that extra connection or extra, hey, what do I do with this? And I've been through a lot of building businesses, a lot of highs and lows, a lot of good decisions, a lot of bad decisions. I learned the hard way on a lot of stuff, which hopefully maybe help these people not have to go through those hard moments to learn. You just kind of fast track. And that's the way I look at these programs. And I feel like there's so many coaching things now. When you go on Instagram, everything's like, click here for, go to this Succeed or money, or click, comment this to buy this program. It's everywhere. So, it makes you think too, well, I just don't want to be another one of those guys. But I don't think it's for me, it's like, I'm just telling you things I've had success in, which is, I always say it's like, the business, the marketing, building brands, social media we've done for many years. I would say that, sponsorships, parenting, raising kids to race, to have champion mindsets, to set goals. I think that's one of the biggest things is kind of my strategy for like building the mindset to win, and I think there is a strategy to that. From when I was a little kid, I wrote my goals and put them on my wall, and my kids do the same thing.
Haiden still does it to this day.
Yeah. And it works, and it may seem like the blatant, but no, these are things we've done that really works, and so over the years I've been able to implement that and see like the process, and I feel like I can't just think, everyone knows that process, because most people haven't been through it, or they're young and learning, and have kids coming up, they want to learn about it, and if you didn't grow up in sport and your kids want to race or do other things, there is a process to it. That's why the smartest racers have at one point been around champion mindset racers, right? Some of the best riders have either been mentored by the best, right? People that have been there and done that. And I'm not saying I was the best racer, but I'm saying I've definitely been around enough to like write the strategies and understand it. That's one thing I think I've been good at, is understanding the process.
Like the zoomed out 30,000 foot view of what it takes.
Of what it takes, and it can explain that. And You like say every situation's a little different, but not really. I mean, there's like one process that I know works, and
Well, and that's a thing. I mean, I would say that I had success in my life to a point before I started the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I started the podcast. The two things happened. I started the podcast and I started jiu-jitsu pretty well at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got good at jiu-jitsu and the podcast did well.
Yeah.
And it kind of clicked. It was the same thing, you know? And I think that once you can reach a certain level of success, and it's all relative, right? Like Elon Musk is successful, I'm successful, worlds apart.
Yeah.
Success is relative to people's own scales, right?
Oh, yeah.
But so I felt like, the reason I wasn't successful in the past is because I was missing these key things in the process to being quote unquote successful. And, you know, you had success in certain things in your life and it's just the same thing over and over. Like it's the same pattern. It's applied to a different, puzzle, but the pieces still go together the way that the pieces go together. And if you learn that kind of formula and what it takes to get that from yourself, it's a very repeatable thing. And I just think you're a guy that's lived your life doing those things.
Yeah. It comes down to really discipline. That's like one of the key, if you want to put all the key factors into what it takes, it like discipline's a big one. Risk taking, willing to take risk. Well, you gotta have thick skin, right? You gotta be okay to fail and get it. You know, a lot of no's will happen along the way, right? Like it's all part of the system, but like being able to understand what are those steps. Like no one came to me at a young age and said, "Hey, here's the steps for you to succeed." I just had to get in my truck and drive to California from Nebraska and figure it out.
Yeah.
And what I did figure out, I have passed down to my kids. You know, and there's, you know, you got to understand there's stages in life for everyone, depending on what age they are. Are they going to listen, or what is their mindset at that age? That's something you got to understand too. You know, there's certain ages that kids listen more than other ages. If I could, like I said, go back and do it over again, I would, at a very, very young age, apply a major amount of discipline and guidance at a young age. And I think that's when the kids are, when you're molding them, most susceptible, yeah. And they're molding them.
What did discipline look like for the kids? Let's say Haiden when he was young. Like, how would you do it differently with him in those years? Because I mean, he's still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'd say Haley got the most discipline for sure. She was the first kid. Yeah, first kid's always.
And you just had all the energy in the world to put towards it, eh?
Yeah, for sure. And just had a ton of rules. And her being, you know, a female, we did way more protective, obviously. So especially growing up in the racing scene. But yeah, I feel like we had a bunch of rules with her. It got a little lighter with Haiden, you know, a little looser, but I still was pretty strict with Haiden, you know, like I still had, you know, I definitely had a pretty good amount of discipline with Haiden. Like if he messed up, we were correcting that, you know, there was different forms of that, you know, it's like whether it was writing sentences, that happened a lot, like doing a lot of sentences. And then by your third kid, you get a little looser. Yeah. So Hudson had a little less rules for sure, but he's more free spirit. And he I don't know.
He's got a different personality to the other two, eh?
Yeah, you can talk to Hudson and like he's a little more emotional, like where you can like, hey, dude, that's not cool. Like where Haiden was always kind of more like
you got to like whack him.
Whack him one. Like, hey, bad. And that was like he was more like that for sure. But yeah, I mean, you do have to kind of understand each kid, their personality for sure.
What would you do different then? Like how would you implement more discipline?
I just feel like at a young age, I probably would have had more. I like to say structure on rules, but like we did chores, we did all that. Like they had their chores and different things like that. I would say applying just more, I'd say probably, I don't know. We sat down and we studied video. I probably was overkill on that stuff, dude. We would sit down and just go over tape and study racing and study this. Like they all wore GoPros after every race. We'd break it down, sit there and break it down and all that. But I would say you can never apply enough structure and discipline at a young age. I think the more you make your kid do chores and have those little wins of like, hey, check out the trash, take out this, mark it off the box on your chore list. At the end of the week, you're going to get $10 or whatever your scenario is. That builds character and builds their future work ethic more than you know. And I'd say I would go back and change it. I wouldn't change it. I'd probably just apply more because we already did all that. But I feel like you can never be enough, I think, at some point. Like, that's just my vision of it, because I think the more you create structure at a young age in a kid, the more chance for success they're going to have in the future. And that's just me doing it and being here. Now my kids are pretty grown up, and looking back on it, I'm like, I feel like that's going to help them succeed in the future, all those little things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking from someone that's not, like, doesn't have a kid. Like, we're obviously trying, but I mean, I've got a lot of friends that have got kids. I got a lot of friends that have got really good kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, at least for me, the stage that I'm at, I'm trying to envision how a kid would fit into my life. Right. Like, let's say if there was a newborn at home right now, what does my life look like in that, you know? But from what I can tell, it's the same as anything in life. It's just how much effort you put in, right? Because to add more discipline, then you've got to be the person on the backside that's enforcing that discipline. And it's no different to a relationship with your wife.
Yeah.
Like, are you just letting shit slide because it's easier than having a hard conversation? Are you letting people walk over your boundaries because it's easier than standing your ground and having the confrontation, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just got to take more effort on the front side.
Discipline takes way more effort out of your part. Because it's so much easier just to hand your kid an iPad, right? That's the easiest thing. And then just walk away and go do your own thing. But just that will bite you later in life, I'm telling you. Just from what I've seen, like, the kids did go online once in a while, but like, I really tried to limit that. And I try to, majority of our time we spent outside. You know, we were fortunate, able to have a house with land out in the wine country in Temecula, and the kids could just go out and ride dirt bikes and go hunting, go do whatever they want to do. They had it all outside. So, and they used it, I don't really ever, like, my kids didn't sit inside on computers or iPads. Maybe that will bite them later for not being these computer geniuses. But I don't know.
Hayden uses Snapchat. I think he's knows the iPhone.
Figured out social.
I think he's got the iPhone thing dialed.
Yeah, but I think with AI, it's I think you're gonna be all right.
He shut me down so hard on the Gold Coast when we had dinner, and I was like, "Dude, you on your phone?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm an iPad kid, bro." I was just like, fuck, I literally had nothing for it. Hey, I was like, dude, I just got owned.
iPad kid, yeah.
I was like, you're literally the world's fastest iPad kid.
Yeah.
But I think he had other things he was looking at that weekend. You were talking about social media before, and I think one of the cool things about the community, and I think it's the reason for a person in your position or my position to even start something like that, there's a subset of my audience that really care what I say and want to listen to what I say.
Yeah.
There's a much bigger set of my audience that doesn't give a fuck what I have to say, and they just are here for the guest.
Yeah.
But as the audience gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's 1 million people, it's 2 million people, it's that subset of people that care gets bigger. Yeah. And one of the reasons why, like, I don't even have Instagram on my phone anymore. It's just not a thing.
Smart,
it's not a thing I do anymore. Yeah. But that comes with me not speaking to the people that actually care.
Yeah.
And I would like to speak to those people, like I really have to try and balance what I say on the podcast versus the guests. And I am conscious of that. Yeah. And at times I'm just like, fuck, whatever. I'm get 3 hours to sit and talk to this person. I want to have the conversation I want to have. But when you have your own community, you're not just speaking out to the ether, to all of these people that don't really want to hear what you say, because when you start talking to people that don't want to hear from you, that's when you get pushback.
Yeah.
Or when you get people that you watch even though you think they're a dickhead. So what you've done is you're just consolidating the group of people that want to listen to you. And then you can you can be so much free in the conversations and free in what you say, and you don't feel like there's going to be judgment. It's a much nicer place to operate and use the internet. And you can see like there's the post. So I logged in before. I'm a stressed business owner. You know, a guy, I'm currently growing my lawn care business. And it's like, work colleagues, how does the TGA family handle altercations with coworkers? And there's comments on those.
I just commented on that to you like 10 minutes ago.
What'd you say? Show us the reply.
Oh, geez. What did I say?
You probably say, fuck that guy.
No.
See, another post. Like so there's 14 comments on this.
Yeah, and we just started this community. Like
It's honestly crazy. So Brian's response is, that's completely normal. You went from controlling everything to having to trust other people, and that's one of the hardest transitions in business. Facts. Big facts from the general. I've been there with Metal Mulisha, with race teams, with everything I've built. You can't be everywhere, but you can set the standard. Start by writing down exactly what needs to happen on every job. What's the process? What does quality look like? Get it on paper. Then make sure your crew knows it inside and out. Have Monday morning meetings. Check in with them. Be in the field enough that they know you're still a part of it. The key is leading by example. Brian continues. But that's like unbelievably good advice.
Yeah.
That's advice that I try and live by myself. I don't do enough Monday meetings.
Yeah.
You know, like, so what you're giving, it's cool that you're actually giving a real response to a real question from a real dude that values what you're saying. And there's a ton of other cool people in there.
Yeah. And so imagine if I did that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even hardly waste my time doing that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because there's a good chance it's going to fall on whatever deaf ears, and it's going to fall on someone's going to come back and
30
talk.
dickheads that are going to shit on your post.
Yeah, shit on it, or clickbait a little piece of it, what I said, and put it on some podcast or put it on some whatever on the internet. So with this, I feel free to get on there and say what I need to say, and I feel like I have enough value in these categories to say something worth value. And there is no negativity on here. No. I love that. Like, it's been so long since I've been able to have a community and talk freely without some bullcrap, the comment coming back. And I get it. People are like, oh, you just want to build this great community where everyone's happy and like no one talks crap and it's just all positive. Everyone, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, that's a dream world, right? Like, why can't I?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've built social media for the last 10 years and built my network of people over the last 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it's been, traveling the world. I've met so many cool people. You know how many people I've met that have been great business guys, and we have a great conversation real quick at the racetrack or wherever it is, and then we walk our separate ways. And my mind spins and goes, man, I wonder what we could have done together. I wonder what kind of business that guy does, or what kind of business we could have, like, ventures we could have had. Like, and I'm like, I need to put together a community where all these dudes can get together and we can all talk about it.
Yeah.
And I can jump on here, and I get on here more than I go on social now. Like, I'll click onto my community and just go through it, answer questions, have some conversations, and I'm more intrigued by this. Yeah, of course I got to do social too, because that's my sponsors in business, and I got to promote products and do all the marketing and stuff, which I enjoy. I like business. I like business like that, so I don't mind it, but this is where I feel I have more connection.
Yeah.
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 When's the last time I got on a forum and just had it out like on a forum? It's been a long time, dude.
Did you ain't go on Vital anymore?
Yeah, no, I know. I have gone on forums like that and clicked, I'll post something because it's so good. I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I'm like, delete. Why am I doing this?
I've done that same shit too. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing right now?
Dude, that's literally what my wife will say about there'll be like some people, and she's like, bro, get a fucking journal and write all that in the journal and never post that.
Yeah.
Write it. Better yet, don't even keep it in your journal. Write it and then put it in a trash can in the backyard and burn it. Don't say that shit.
Yeah, get it off your chest.
But once you write it, I'll write my journal every single morning.
Really?
Biggest life hack of all time. Write in a journal every single morning.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel so much better.
Really?
Oh, you don't do
it?
You know
what's crazy?
You don't do that?
I don't write in a journal. I write in my notes, which is I can show you. I'm not going to show you everything I do, but this is full of notes, which is my journal, I guess, right? I just write ideas. You know, things I write down that I'm like, this is what I want to say today. This is what I'm going to do with so-and-so or this guy. But, you know, and I get it off my chest and write it down. Do I ever say or do it? Sometimes. Not all the time.
If it's good enough.
If it's good enough. And a lot of times I'll sit here. I'm flying to the races or just sitting down. I'll go through and read.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, you know what? I'm going to take the best of this and I'm going to write it on one page. And I'll write down my best notes on one page. And I'm old school. My dad taught me how to write notes when I was young. And I think you can use your phone for that and do all that. But for me, this is different.
Oh, man. I love the pen. I'll show you how it looks. I literally do the same thing every single day. I'm so OCD with it. I got the same book, the same pen, literally the same everything.
Look at me with this janky little pen.
I bought 50 of just the same pens that I do it with every day.
Yeah, it's crossed my mind. I'm like, am I supposed to have the nice pen, the nice watch, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just not really my thing, dude. Trust me. I'm like, should I buy one? I'm like,
It's not the nicest pen. It's a nice pen to write with, but it's just like a cheap pen. Why did I not have a photo of this?
I have a lot of those thoughts, but I feel like I just always try to stay true to how I am and how I feel. And if you're doing something to impress other people at some point, I've always kind of been like, have second thoughts of that. Like, why am I really doing it?
That should be everyone's biggest question. In life in general.
Why am I doing
Why do I want this thing? Why do I want that? Why do I want to go to this place for holidays? Why do I want to buy this? Why do I want to live in this house? Why? That's the question.
That's the question.
Why do I want to post this photo of me in a bikini on the internet? You know, like that question should be applied to your life very completely. Yeah.
You know what's wild is I can post a video of me riding or a video of the Can-Am or doing, I don't know, some cool whatever on a dirt bike. But just a picture of me and my wife hanging out at the beach kills these other posts. And it teaches me a lot because I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I go, because that's where I'm at in life, right? And I feel like that a lot of people can in my community can gravitate to that and go, okay, I can relate with that. That's cool. And if I can at all spread the message of like, hey, me and my wife, we have a cool relationship. Yeah, we fought for this. This is, didn't come easy, right? Like all the things which we're pretty open about all of it. And if it helps motivate people, cool, right? Cool. I mean, I get how many times you want to see a dirt bike shot. We all love them, but like at the end of the day, like, is that what you want to see every single post? Like, I don't know. That's just kind of things that go through my mind. And
it is cool that you say that because I don't know whether it was just like the older generation, but it was like a thing to be like, the old ball and chain, and like how many dudes would just complain about their wife?
Yeah.
Is it a new thing that we're kind of getting past that, and it's kind of cool for your wife to be the coolest person in your life?
Yeah, as it should be. And I agree. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was always that was I think that was the old school generation to say that, and I think that's the mentality of growing up in a small town too. I grew up in Nebraska, and I think a lot of people married probably someone they didn't totally want to marry maybe, and end up in a small town and never could get out and just live this life of just never really happy is what I saw a lot of. I'm not saying there's plenty of happy people in that little town, but that's kind of the vibe I got out of it. That's why I escaped and went to California. And I feel like that I just tried to break that, what you're just saying, that old school barrier of like, life, this, that, everything's a complaint. Like, dude, I'm over it. I want to live that life, dude. It's like, I just want to get out of here and create my own path. And through that, yes, I use dirt bikes to do it, but think about freestyle motocross. It didn't exist. Like, we were some racers racing dirt bikes that started doing tricks on, dirt bikes and started doing movies, Crusty Demons and Moto, all this stuff. Everyone knows the story, but like really carved our own path. And what was the image going to be? I don't know. Let's create it.
Let's build it.
Right? That's pretty cool. Like at the end of the day, I think like you created our whole own decade of dominance of like in our little world of.
Well, you changed the culture.
Yeah.
you impacted the whole culture.
Yeah.
You know, like you can still, you go to, hey, Anaheim 2 this weekend, we're going to pull into that car park and you are going to see thousands of people that were influenced by Crusty Demons and the Metal Mulisha.
For sure.
In the way they dress, the trucks, the girls, the everything is still, like there's still people that are inspired by that generation.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? People always want to go back to the good old days. And if you can just bring them a little bit of that, which through a post or through a old memory, cool. Like, I had great time in the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s. Yeah, for sure. That was a great decades to live in. I don't think there was any better.
Wouldn't
maybe
survive it now.
Yeah, wouldn't survive it now. Maybe the 70s would have been, I don't know, maybe better. I think that was a stepping stone to the 80s, the 70s. And then the 80s were the 90s, right? And then that was the real like grand finale before. And then the 2000s.
And then shit just got weird.
Shit got weird, yeah. 2000, social media came in and all.
Yeah. Dude, I've been watching the Beatles documentary. Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Dude, so it's on Disney Plus, and Peter Jackson, the guy that made The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and all that. So he got all of this old footage, film footage from the Beatles making one of their last albums together, or their last album together. And dude, just a time warp. It's 4 and a bit hours. It's called Get Back.
Yeah.
And it's 4 and a bit hours. They were the biggest band in the world.
Yeah.
Like still to this day, biggest band ever.
Yeah.
And man, just the way they were living, no mobile phones. Like, dude, it was a time warp to just such a simple time to be alive. The way they made music. Oh, it was the most crazy time warp back to how shit used to be.
And it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it really was, but it wasn't, right? So it wasn't even a lifetime ago.
That's what my dad was alive.
Yeah.
My dad listened to the Beatles.
Yeah. Crazy. But think about you saying that. Look at how every year, let's just say every decade to really speed it up, how much things are changing. Now think about another 5 years with AI, what's going to happen. I've been studying AI quite a bit because I want to learn more about it. I do use it for quite a bit of stuff, but imagine where that's going to take us in the next 3 to 5 years. Like it's going to get wild, man. And the only way, you were saying this earlier, just so I don't forget, that's why I just speak quick before I forget my thought process, but is the only way you could totally say, I don't want to be in any of this, is you got to go get a farm and plant your gardens and get your animals and turn everything off. And that's the only hope you have of like living out of this Matrix world, right? And I've thought about it.
That's what I'm working for, bro.
Yeah. I've thought about it. I'm like, yeah, Haiden bought a bunch of land in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, so that's a start. But I feel like, but I'm not ready for that. You know, we go to our lake house in North Carolina, a small little country town on the base of the mountains, and we sit there and it's so quiet. And that's my good, like I get to go reset, good balance. But it's not the full shut off, right? We're still, in the mix kind of, and I got plenty of energy and I want to be in the mix still.
Bro,
so I'm not there yet.
You do a lot.
I'm not there
You're
yet.
a busy guy.
I'm not there yet.
So I found a farm when I was home because I started looking for property, 7,000 acres.
Jeez, yeah.
Hey, got a 5-year visa. Yeah. Maybe 5 years. It was $7.3 million.
Yeah.
So that's my time. That's my window.
That's your goal, yeah.
Buy that thing, 2,000 cattle.
Jeez.
Put the hat on. Never see me again.
Yeah. That would be, that's a lot of land.
Easy to say from this side.
Yeah,
though.
easy.
But that's what looks good. That's what looks good to me.
Yeah. You can go live with Jackson. I think he has a farm about that big.
Yeah, he's kind of got a similar program. Yeah. Well, I was going to circle back to something, but no, it is a cool thing about like you and Marisa as well is you do have that vibe, and I think that it's cool to be working on your relationship.
Yeah,
it's good to know that you have to work on your relationship no matter how long you've been married, and like I say all the time, we go to therapy, we're doing all that shit. It's a fucking slog to make it, but you're not. At least for us, we're not fighting just to stay where we are. We're trying to get better.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get better at anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get better at riding. It's hard to get better at business.
Yeah.
It's hard to get better at relationships,
For
you
sure.
know? And it's like, if we just want to chill and stay where we're at and have the same things in our life, then cool, just let it. But then it's like, if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's like, if you just stay stagnant, you'll atrophy and you'll start to go backwards.
Yeah.
And I think relationships are like that. And if you're not trying to get better and if you're not trying to go forwards, you just stay the same, you atrophy, and it ends up going backwards.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it.
But it's hard. It's hard to work on shit with your wife. It's hard to dive in. It's hard to dig deep into past things that are still holding you back. It's a fucking ugly process at times.
So speaking on that, just while you're on that subject, so imagine me and my wife, we started literally with nothing. We created, went through action sports and went through the highs and lows of my success. And she was there, through it all and toughed it out through many, me thinking I was a cool guy for a long time, and she's hung in there, And
there's probably some times where you weren't that cool to be around.
We're still going therapy for that one. No. But so you think of that and going through these times together and learning and these relationships or this relationship going through all that, and then we decide to put all our money into buying this property in Temecula. When we could afford the next step, we build the house, and this is our dream home in Temecula wine country, on 20 acres and super pretty. I think it's like a 10,000 square foot house, and all through freestyle motocross and business, and raise our kids there, and the most beautiful sunsets and just no neighbors, just like the spot. You could shoot guns, ride dirt bikes, do whatever you want there. So, and then your kid has opportunity to race for Star Yamaha, and that's a long story, but long story short, we tested a lot of the bikes, and that was the go-to spot. And they moved their team to Tallahassee, Florida, to Cairo, Georgia, where Carmichael's farm was. And I'm like, okay, so I go test the bikes, this, that, and we're like, okay, that's where you got it. If you want to, I know enough about racing. I was like, that program, engine shop, suspension, everything out at the track, all the technicians there, they're all about winning way more than anything. So I was like, that's where we got to be. I've been around racing long enough. I just knew like, hey, this is, and Haiden rode the bike. He's like, yeah, that's the bike. So my point is that we look at that and go, okay, we have to go there to engulf ourselves in this so you can have the best shot at winning. And I'm just saying the story because imagine, okay, putting your dream home up for sale. My wife going, we raised our kids here.
Leaving all our friends.
Yoga spot, hair, nails, makeup. Yeah, as a guy, you don't care about that, but it's a real deal.
It's important.
It's very important.
Yeah. It's like their social network.
It's like you picking up and leaving your
my gym.
Your gym.
It would be the perfect example.
Jiu-jitsu, your workout gym, your local track, all your buddies, your local shop that you go 100%. To, your car shop. Let's go down the list of all your connections you had in that town that, I got a flat call Jim down at the tire shop. Like
your coffee shop that just knows your order when you go there.
All of that. To go, you know what? We're going to pick up and sell all that and move to the swamps of Tallahassee and chase this dream of motocross. And what a huge commitment. Huge. And fortunately, I was able to build my career and through all the things I've done that we're able to do that and not, be able to move around and be okay. But, gave Haiden the best chance possible. But like mom took a big hit there, and we're 3 or 4 years into this thing and have had great success, right? Imagine if it didn't, So that wasn't even in my mindset. So let's not even go there. But, my point is, it's a huge, huge sacrifice. So imagine that strain on a relationship, right? So every day, like, I'm okay because I'm going to the track every day, right?
You got a bulldozer in the backyard. Like, you're completely fine.
Yeah, and I give her credit. She's hung in there, and that's why it's so important to make these trips back to California to get her, so she can have her, meet her, talk to her friends, go hang out with friends and family and all this stuff. But there's so many sacrifices that go on behind the scenes that people don't see. Like, major sacrifices. And I could get into that whole Motocross is a crazy sport, dude. You know, a lot of people live the dream, man. They all think, I mean, the majority of the dream of kids growing up in the amateur scene all think they're going to become the next Tomac, you know, Haiden, whatever, these guys that are the top dogs. And it's very rare. It's a tough game, you know, to get there. And I think a lot of I don't know if I should even go down this path, but a lot of the parents are like, think, oh, well, we're, you know, my kid, we're going to put everything, the whole farm, we're going to put the whole farm into this, and we're going to get you to your factory ride. And well, what happens then?
Yeah.
You think there's just that, like, it's all going to be hunky dory after that? Like, this sport's crazy. Like, if you really look at it, it's crazy. And that's why, I mean.
Do you expect to check back when they get there?
I know. It's kind of.
Like, they just got a spare mil to put back into this?
Yeah. And you know, most parents will put everything into it. And my point with that is, I'm okay with going all in, helping your kids with stuff. First, if they're all in. If they're all in, you got to be all in. You know what I'm saying? If they love it and they're trying so hard and they're working hard and they're eating right and they're cutting out all the extra crap. But if they're half in, half out, and you're putting everything into it, you got to be careful with that. And also, you got to have the mindset, now looking back at it, like, there's only a 0.0001% are going to make it. And when I say make it, it's make it to a factory ride. That's not even
to Hayden's level.
That's not really making it. That just means you're going to make a couple $100,000 a year and delay your growing up life further down the road, right? At some point, we're going to have to get a job and, you know, make your next step. And my point is, only a few will make millions of dollars, you know, and only a few will invest that right and do it the right way. And so, point is, if you're going through that whole process, like, and spending the money to go to all that stuff, enjoy that time with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy that, because chances are you ain't going to go live this factory dream life. Like, it's very rare. And if it does, most of the time kids turn 19, 20, 21, and they're like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Cheers, bro. I'll take it from here.
Yeah, I got it. Right? Yeah. And also, for many reasons, that goes that way. But I guess the way I got on that rant is just enjoy the time. And I look back at the memories of all the times where, like, me and the kids were, like, sleeping in our old motorhome, our Seneca motorhome. We're all crammed up in the bunk and, you know, at Mini-O's for the 10 days or whatever it is. And, you know, like, cooking out and getting up super early for practice, freezing cold. And I just look at those pictures and doing Thanksgiving every year at the motocross track. Yeah, I did it with my dad too. Those are the cool memories. That is the cool stuff. Your dream to get to the factory ride one day, to get to the pro track, that's where it gets hard. Okay? That's when the grind really starts. And the amount of practice and training and everything that goes on, it's high level. Like, people don't see all that, but the grind is real. And I get it. Oh, that's so fun. You're making millions of dollars. Dude, let me tell you, there's a lot of sacrifice goes on there. And so, and a lot of risk, right? So my point is, all those times as amateur, I look back at it, I'm like, there's some of the best times of our life. Like, we had the greatest times. Even with Haley with the car racing, or when she was in the go-karts, and like that, I just look back through those old pictures, and that's why we do our YouTube. One of the reasons why is we get to go back and we sit down as a family, go and watch those old videos, and we laugh. We're like, oh, look at that hairstyle, look at this, look at that. And it's just a great, like, what would you say?
It's like a time capsule of your life.
Yeah, time capsule of your life that you can go back and just click and watch them. I mean, it's so cool. I love that about the YouTube. Besides us giving us a voice for what we believe in, and I think it's been cool. I mean, it's a ton of work, dude.
Yeah,
it's a ton of work doing all the social and stuff, but I think it's been a cool for many reasons anyway. So that's my little rant, 2 cents on moto racing, just because I've been in that realm for a while. So.
Well, I think it goes back to the conversation we had earlier about doing things for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like, doing something because your kid has a chance of being a factory Supercross racer, probably the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Just based on the percentages, if you're going to call a spade. But you can teach your kid so much through racing, and it's even me and my dad. I mean, I'm 37 years old, and my dad, and we still ride. I go to the track, he'll ride his Africa Twin adventure bike out to the track, and then he'll get some fuel and he'll ride all through the mountains and then meet me back at home and wash bikes. You know, it's like we still go on trips together. If I called him as like, I'm doing a race, you got to fly to America, he would come and do the race. You know, so it's like we have a lifelong bond through racing, and you're right to focus on that. And it's like a lot of times if you focus on it, doing the right things for the right reasons, you'll get to the place at the end of it.
I agree. And motocross or dirt motorcycles in general are a great platform for that, for family, connection, for friends. You know, I've had my best memories on trips, on you know, motorcycle trips, you know, and so, you know, I look back too and, you know, say Haiden, you know, made it through the ranks and went on to, you know, factory ride. And then I know a lot of people are like, well, what's Hudson going to do, this, that? I'm like, hey, he likes riding dirt bikes and he rides for fun. And yeah, I feel like there was a moment where we were pushing and pushing, going, oh, he's going to race. And he was trying, and we were getting coaches and trying to run the program. And I could tell he was always kind of like half in, half out, you know, which is his just personality, which was fun. And then, you know, one day he had that bad crash at Kahia, landed on his head on one of the walls, and ended up breaking his thoracic spine, like 4 vertebrae, squished him. And I mean, thank God they didn't, you know, shatter. They all stayed in place, but they definitely squished him. And so, and it was scary. It was super scary moment for a while. And so fortunately they didn't have to do surgery, which they wanted to at first. And they ended up putting him in a turtle shell was one of the options. So they put him in a turtle shell and like straightened his back and held him up to like see if the back would take shape. And they said, if it doesn't take shape, we're going to have to, you know, put pins and reinforce or whatever. And I'm like, man, I just don't want to do that. Like, you know, let's do the turtle shell. We did that for about 3 months or whatever. I remember we had to make like a little game station, like thing on there. And he'd sit there and just lay there and do his game. And I kind of looked at him. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like this kid, like I love racing, love motorcycles, but he's half in, half out. Like why am I pushing this? You know, like, and so I said, dude, if you want to ride, let's ride. If you don't, cool. Like I'm cool, dude. Like my dream, which once again is going back which shouldn't be in this scenario, but like is just to one day be able to go, hey, let's go ride up in the hills. Let's go ride some snow bikes. Let's go here. Let's just to be able to share that, you know, and go, hey, let's go ride together. Let's just go spend the day at the track and no pressure.
I feel like you have more fun on bikes with Huck than you do with Haiden.
It's easy to say that. I mean, when I go, unfortunately now riding with Haiden.
You don't really ride with Haiden much.
No, because he's on a program every day.
That's what I'm saying. You don't ride with him.
I would love to ride with him. Yeah. I remember we tried to do that when we first went to Star. Because their program's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. I said, Monday, me and Haiden are going to go ride. I go, that's our day. Like as a family, like I used to ride with Haiden.
You guys rode all the time.
All the time. So like switching that up, like that was hard. Like, because it completely took that away to where he had to focus on his career, which was fine. But I still feel like that fun aspect of riding needed to be there. So I said, okay, we're going to ride Mondays. So we went ride Monday, and then he would have to go start training Tuesday, and then he'd be a little tired, a little, like the Tuesday training wasn't as good as it should be. So that got shut down pretty fast, which says it sucked. I was like, man, that sucked.
That's the sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice, dude. And so for the last 3 or 4 years, I have not like totally had that, right? Those moments of like being able to get to ride. I still go to the track with them, watch them train, you know, help with this or that, you know, and which is still awesome, still cool. And, you know, I'll bring my bike if we go to like a local track and like he'll ride and then like they take a break and I'll go ride like, you know, by myself a little bit and get a workout in. But it's, you know, he pulls on the track with the other guys and I pull off, right? I'm not like trying to do that, you know, so. Will we ever get back to that? I hope so.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, that's me as selfishly as a dad. Like, that's what I want out of it. You know, I want to be able to like share that with them forever, you know? And when he's, you know, moved on with his career, hopefully, like I pray he's not the kid that gets off dirt bikes and was just like
rinsed, done. Yeah.
Like F these things.
Yeah.
And I never thought that would be a thing. And I know that sounds weird, but watching what they put these dudes through with training, like I can see it, dude. Like, cause it's such a program to every minute is calculated. Every minute is on a stopwatch. Every minute is, are we getting better? What are we working on? Is the bike good? And, and everyone, all eyes on, like, and it's like, but if you want to go win the championships, it's what it takes, like you can try to go wing it on your own and figure it out, but I don't know. I don't see it work. So until there's a better program than what it is now, I don't see it. So, and I don't know. That's just me from the outside looking in. But
I feel like Hayden's the kind of person though that he will need an outlet.
Yeah,
like he's very similar to you.
Okay, so what's funny is I sit back and laugh and watch stuff, like look at stuff. But obviously after this weekend, everything was, the clickbait, Hayden's pass and this, that, which I get it. It's media. And I look at it, and so all the forums, everyone's just like talking about this subject, right? And what are me and Haiden talking about? He's like, man, let's build the BMX jump. And he's like, let's build the BMX roll-in at my new house. I'm like, okay, how are we going to do that? Well, let's get a few containers, and we'll build stack containers, and we'll build a metal roll-in, and we'll build this rhythm pack for BMX. He's like, I just ordered an airbag and to land on, and I said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. We'll set it up, blah, blah, blah. That's there's the conversations going on. Like that's what's happening in the world of moto. And what's really happening in our mindset is not that. It's we're on to hey, let's do this. And I think that's important too, right? It can't always be about, it's the BMX. There's so many things he grew up doing as a kid, trampolines, all that stuff I feel like has to stay implemented to have fun. You gotta still have fun, and pit bikes and, all building, shoveling jumps, the things you did as a kid. I feel like that is still so important, getting out there and getting the skid steer. And like Hayden's good in a skid steer. He can build jumps and he knows how to do all that. And I'll let him go prep his own Supercross check. Go do it. Go have fun, dude. Go shape the jumps how you want to do it, or this, that, vest in it. And, that's why we had him build his own compound, his own property, dude. I feel like I've never gone wrong investing back in myself, into your program. I've never felt like that was ever a bad thing, yeah, it costs money and you could do this or that with it, but I don't think that's ever a bad idea.
Mate, it's so true. And that's that risk thing that you were talking about. So, I mean, I spend way too much money producing this fucking stupid show. Everything. I never question spending money on myself. And it's funny, I had a conversation with Mick Doohan. He's a guy that I will call about business stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a legit dude.
When we were doing some renos in here, it was 15 grand. I just had to straight out of the checking account, off the bottom line. And I called him and I was like, should I do this right now? Blah, blah, blah. And he was so simple. He's like, will it make your product better? And is it a good use of money? Is this frivolous? Is this wasteful? Is it going back into what you're doing? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
He just had that's been one of my challenges in business.
Yeah.
Is I need to drop $9 grand on hard drive space, essentially, to build this server. We just put on another full-time editor. Yeah. So now we've got 3 full-time editors that are all trying to access the same shit. Fucking nightmare. And so it's now I have to spend about $9 grand on this hard drive thing. I have the money.
Yeah. It's just
I have the money. Yeah. Do I want to fucking spend the money? And that's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think that's to go back to the community.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a person that's in that, the guy with his lawn mowing business, bro, respect. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Me spending 10 grand on hard drives, him with his lawnmower business, it's all the same shit. And it's this, we have limiting beliefs, and we have the conversations we have with ourselves about our lives and our situation and money. I know for a fact that holds me back in my own life.
For sure.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Brunt Workwear, and I have got the brand new Marin boot here to show you guys right now. Over the last couple of years, I just wanted to get rid of doing the sneaker thing. They're not waterproof. They got super dirty, and I would end up with track shoes. I wanted to be able to rock some boots. I just made a lot more sense to wear boots. So I've switched to wearing boots, and now I've switched to wearing these Brunt boots. There's a super short break-in period, and they're lightweight, they're waterproof, they're slip and oil resistant, they're heat resistant, and they're electrical hazard rated. A lot of you guys that listen to this podcast, you're on job sites, you run machinery, and you actually really need and test all of these features every single day. So now you can finally have durable work boots that are as comfortable out of the box as your sneakers, and over 500,000 customers agree. Brunt didn't just make a durable work boot, they've reinvented comfort for the hardest workers out there. For a limited time only, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt by using the code GYPSYGANG at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use the code GYPSYGANG and you are all set. And even better, Brunt will let you try this work boot risk-free on the job site. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. So please support our show by telling them that the Gypsy Gang sent you. We're doing this. We did 100 hours with Joe. Mm-hmm. We went to Japan.
Yep.
Fucking so fun.
I saw that. I'm like, that looked cool. Yeah.
Dude, you saw the video?
Yeah. You guys I've been to Japan, been to Osaka. I raced there back in the day. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah, they used to have Supercrosses there. Did you do the Supercross?
I think I was there with Dan Bradshaw or something.
No shit.
In 91 or 92 or something.
See if that's on YouTube, Ethan. 91 Osaka Supercross.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's on YouTube. But it's just, it's so true what you're saying. Like, you really never do go wrong investing in yourself.
No.
I would say get insurance on the things you invest in. I've been burned there.
Yeah, you learned the hard way on that one.
But it's a very important thing to really get into your mind is to like really be comfortable in investing in yourself and believe in the investments that you make.
Because in America, everything you're taught is work your 9 to 5 and save. Mm-hmm. Save. Well, saving doesn't usually compound into more money. The most time, like when you save money, what are you going to make 3 to 4%?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
and you're going to keep up with inflation with that. So the one thing, like I was just talking to one of my buddies, Mark Moss, who does quite a bit of coaching and a very smart guy in the financial world, and like he was like, I'm gonna go to this event coming up. It's $20,000 to go and meet, hang out with Dan Martell, which is this other coaching AI expert who's built huge businesses. It's like, it's $20,000, I know, but I'm gonna be around other guys that have the money to spend.
Have enough money to buy this
He's
ticket.
like, so at the end of the day, I'm gonna make great connections. I'm gonna meet all these people there. And I mean, I built my business big enough to be able to do that, and I'm going to meet those high-level people and make great connections. That's a great investment. That's the same thing with all the coaching stuff. If you pick the right spots, it's an investment. It's an investment back in yourself to make those connections. And like, how did I get to where I'm at? And where I'm at in my life is a lot to do with connections, with people I've met, over the years. And for me, it was a lot of just shaking hands, being at the right place, the right time, I'm putting myself in those places, and a lot of like handshakes that didn't work too, right? Like, so there's timing on a lot of that. And so my point is investing, and I show my kids, I've shown my kids like, oh, here's a $1 or $100 bill, whatever. Look at it. I go, this is a $100 bill. I go, this is currency. I go, they call it like currency flow. It's money. It's meant to come.
It's
and
liquid.
Go.
Yeah.
It's meant. Do not ever worship this. Do not ever hang on to this. I go, it comes and goes. I go, that's the game. I go, and I know it sounds like, easy for you to say, but no, I'm telling you, you can't like this, that you break that down into a deeper thought. Like it's for me has been the best thing, to think about. I'm like, it's easy come, easy go. It's a mindset I have to have. And but that's different when you set your goals. Like, and I've had goals, like I want to own this asset. I want to build toward this asset and I'm working towards this, but I'm not going to just like sit here and stress over like, I have to like hang on to this this money right here. Like, it's like, no, I need to keep building. It takes money to make money. That's the game. It just is what it is. So.
It's definitely hard though. I mean, especially you come from nothing. I come from nothing. All relative to someone that grew up in Somalia with one leg. Like, I get it. There's always people that all right, I get it. But I didn't grow up with money. I grew up with a family that, I mean, I had to work from a super young age because I needed to buy things for myself, which it just wasn't a thing. I couldn't get new shoes. I couldn't get new bikes. I couldn't.
Yeah.
If I wanted a new seat for my BMX bike, that wasn't an option that was on. That wasn't a thing my parents paid for ever. And so that though has really handicapped my thinking, even to this age. So did you ever deal with that, or
I had a paper out at a young age. My dad made me always work for my money. Yes, he did help me for sure, right? Like when I got a KX65 for the first time, like for Christmas, after I really, really showed my dad like I love dirt bikes, and that was after owning a piece of shit Honda XR75, whatever it was, and that was I bought with my paper route money. And I rode that, and I shoveled the jumps in my backyard, and I just worked on the bike. And
you were all in.
All in. So, and then went from that to like a junky Yamaha 60, and that was what, I went to the local track with my neighbor, Steve Jarrett, who got me into riding dirt bikes, and I would save my paper out money, and I'd have it all in my Ziploc or in my hat, and it was change. It was like quarters, and because I would have to roll the papers, rubber band them, put them in my sack on my back, and ride my bike and do my paper route. And then I remember on Sundays I would go around and you have to collect. You have to collect from some people would pay, some wouldn't. You come with your little stamp, and I remember before I would go to the races, my dad would make me go do my paper route, and I'd be in my Fox gear with my tennis shoes on, like riding my bike. So what do you think that taught me? Right? Yeah, I wasn't making tons of money doing it, but what did it teach me? It taught me work ethic, right? Like you gotta work, you gotta show up, do your job, and that's what I learned from it. So
you learn the value of money. Like this is what it takes to make $20.
Yeah. I remember there was a time there was a BMX shop in town, a little skate shop that had all the cool stuff. And I remember there's this mongoose frame. Like I just wanted this bike so bad.
Do you remember what one it was?
I think it was when like the V
I was
going to
say the big, did it have like the big fat bottom tube and then like the Y frame? That was like the iconic mongoose when I was a kid.
Yeah, with the mags on it, the mag wheels.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I didn't have the money for it. And I remember my dad like had money, he'd stashed money in this spot. And I went in and I took the money. And I'll never forget that day.
Heavy, bro.
God. I had my ass whooped so bad. Like,
no way.
As I should.
Yeah.
I remember it was like $80. And I was like, what was I thinking? Like, you wasn't just going to notice it. Like,
yeah.
And I just remember getting the ruler. Like, it was like this thick piece of wood, dude, and just getting whooped. Like, and I was like, dude.
You gonna learn today?
I gotta learn. And good, as I should.
Yeah.
And it taught me, hey, don't do that. Don't do that crap, at all. So anyway, yeah, that was.
Did you ever have a problem investing when you did have money though? Like, is that a mindset that followed you through your life in the same way that I'm describing it? Like, it's still a thing I have to work on, or did you, once you got money, you were just completely fine, just easy come, easy go? Or was that something you had to cultivate?
I feel like I still, to this day, I look at my accounts and my investments, and I like to see where they're at. I keep building, and I like to see them in the green. And I do a lot with crypto now, and a lot of stuff for real estate. And
my crypto ain't in the green.
And it's not in the green right now, but I'm telling you, I just the other day, Hudson gave me the tip because he's day trading now, and
that's awesome.
He's like, you have to live in that world to get the tips now, because like meme coins are pretty much dead, right? So anyway, he's like, buy Beast Coin, Mr. Beast Coin, and I'm like, all right, you sure? He's like, yeah. And so I bought it, I put some money on it, boom, doubled within like half a day, and I'm like, I learned my lesson. When money in crypto doubles like that, pull out your original money.
Yeah.
I've been the greedy guy before. Just I'll let it ride, and I almost guaranteed that's gonna happen. So anyway, I was like, pull out my original money. Now I'm playing on house money. Boom, let it ride. Maybe it'll keep going up. Maybe it won't. That's one lesson I did learn in crypto is like you Put your money in, and if it grows, you pull out your original investment, and you'll sleep better at night. That's just whatever.
So we were talking about, but yeah, so it's been kind of easy for you to just like have that investment, but so like you'll watch your accounts. And then you'll gauge it off your situation.
Yeah, I think with common sense.
Yeah,
you know, for sure. Like, my wife will have our crazy ideas. Let's grab this. Let's do this. That comes and goes. And then I look at, so many guys that I've known in my age in their 50s and 60s that are literally gone. You know what I'm saying? That have like literally didn't expect that. Right? They're like, okay. Like, so I think about that too. Like,
yeah, am I enjoying life enough that if I died, it would be okay?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you just go Scrooge McDuck, and then
yeah. And in the end, you know, I think I'll be the first one in my family tree to leave an inheritance. Yeah. You know, we'll actually have a will and have which my wife always tells the kids, we're leaving it all to the church. You're not getting nothing.
I told my parents I don't want any. I told my parents write us all out of the will completely.
Good.
Because I watched it tear apart my mum when her mum died. And like,
you don't need it.
He was it was always going to be a shit show. I don't think we would do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, you guys aren't going to have enough money to move the needle, so just fuck it.
Let it go.
Just
That's what I told him. And my dad sent me like his will and stuff, and I get it. He's getting older, this, that. He wants to be responsible, and I'm like, dude, just keep it, bro. Just give it to the other brothers, you know, and this, that. Like, I get it. I'm cool. Like, I'm good. You know, like, but whatever. At the end of the day, like, yes, I've seen the goods and the bads of that, but yeah, I think it's still a good thing to work towards.
Yeah, 100%.
Is having the assets and having the value and be able to pass that down, because with their hard work and building assets, it gives you the ability to help you know, other people and do other things. And I'm not going to talk about our charities and stuff we do, because I'm like, that's my religion. I'm like, says don't let your left hand tell you what your right hand's doing. Like, you're not supposed to talk about it, brag about it. So I'm not going to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it gives you the ability to do things like that. And that's the cool part about, you know, building wealth and having money. So it's, yeah.
And so Haiden has got that same mindset that he's willing to invest in his career.
Yeah, he is. So that was why, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, he's building this huge barn-dough house and all this, the tracks and all this stuff. But for me, what I've learned is building that was the best investment I made in my career, because I had freestyle ramps, I had a Supercross track, foam pit at the house. All the guys came over and ride. The memories were great. Not to mention, my kids grew up around that, got to see that every day, which probably helped mold them into who they are today.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. So, and you know, could we have spent that extra $1 or $2 on some investment, or you know, some Lamborghinis or some, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure, but put it into the property, into the jump parks and this, that, and we had a great time with it. You know, great content, great commercials, products all came out of that. And, you know, for Haiden, I'm like, and you mentioned that too, or we talked about like the grind he's in, that works to win. Like, so now, hey, build your BMX track, build your trampoline, build this at your house. So when your days off, go have fun, dude. Go break it up. Like, do what you want to do, you know? And I think that's what he's building there. And he just re-signed his deal. Obviously, people know with the 450 deal, he's, you know, going to be there for a while. So let's make the best of it and make it fun, right? And that's what I see with it, you know?
Yeah, and I think even like the plane too, you know, like that's essentially an investment in in yourself and your time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that shit ain't cheap.
The jet,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. People look at that like, I don't care if we're the only ones doing it. Like, at the end of the day, like, that doesn't matter to us. Like, we're doing what's right for our situation and buys us more time. Because that's like, I was just talking to Mark Moss the other day about, like, let's just say Bitcoin's a good example. I'm sitting here waiting for Bitcoin to go from 90 to 85 so I can buy it. And he's like, how long did you do that? I said, for a couple of days I was watching. He's like, you don't think your time's worth more than $5,000? And I go, you're right. Just buy the damn thing and move on, right?
Yeah. That's been one of my, I've been buying Bitcoin every month.
Yeah,
and no matter what dollar it's at,
cares?
I just fucking put it in because it's literally about the 30 years from now than the right now, you know.
Yeah, it's going to keep
at
climbing.
the start, I was like waiting for it, and I'm talking to Hagee all the time because he's like always on the pulse of it. Yeah. And then I'm just like, goes in the account every month.
Yeah.
Gets spent on that.
That's smart.
And it's just like, I'm not here to make money right now. And I'm down a little bit.
Yeah, it's down right now, but I mean, time to buy more.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's not going down to the point where I'm like losing my initial.
No, it'll come back anyway.
Much, you know?
Yeah. And then if you were going to sit there and wait till, and you think you're going to time it, you're not timing it. You know, like I said, the best thing like I've done too is just doing reoccurring buys once a month and just what you're cool with spending, and just every month, ding, ding, ding. In the end, it will make money. It will make you money. So,
yeah. I was going to say something else on the same kind of topic. Should we put on the Osaka Supercross? Did you find anything? Maybe it'll come back to me when we're watching that. Yeah, dude, the Japan thing was just so much
that
fun.
Looked like a cool cultural experience. Yep. I want to do that with the kids. I want to travel with the kids. And I think that just Haiden going to Argentina and like he learned a lot just there. He's like, damn, I bet, dude, bro. This world is crazy. Like, that's a crazy place. I said, Haiden, now you see how good you have it in America, right, bro?
I'm pretty sure we've spoken about this. I think we did the last time, but man, just America's sick.
Yeah.
Everyone complains and everyone says California's this, California's that, America's this, Texas that. What? Hey, this place is pretty legit.
It's legit.
Like, go to somewhere really shit. Obviously, everywhere's got its problems, but like, dude, this place is good.
It's good
you
to
have
build
freedom.
Yes, and it's good to build businesses. And I think it's hard to beat the Gold Coast in Australia.
It is, Brian.
Yeah.
It
Until
really
you get
is.
into the government bullshit there. I don't know.
Well, it's also a lot harder to make money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because the standard is not. Not to say standard of living, but the value of the
it's cultural.
It's cultural.
There's a cultural difference. So I got back here on the 28th. I think this is my 14th podcast.
Yeah.
In under a month.
Oh yeah.
And then I had like the whole new year with like a week off essentially.
Yeah.
People here are just fucking ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in America and you want to start a business, you want to better your life, there is not a better country in the world to really have a go.
Yeah.
Huge like, look at this. You know, this is what we've built in a small niche in the US.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can be into anything in America. You can be into fucking ping pong and build a 7-figure business.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
You know, it is
because the money's here.
Yeah. Lifestyle, Gold Coast, Australia. That's where you go if you really just wanted to. Like, if you got all the money in the world and you never have to make any more money and you just want to live a sick life, buy a house in Palm Beach.
Okay, you're right.
But if that's not your reality, and also if you like to work and if you like to hustle, this is the land of opportunity.
Especially California. People, 100%. And then I get it, and I have had my goods and bad things to say about California. I can't. It was absolutely the place I wanted to be when I was younger. And when I came here, I thought this was like the holy grail of like everything. I was like, you could ride.
The women, the money, the ride, the weather.
Yeah, I was like, we're living in this pimping whole world.
What's the women, weed, and weather? Is that like an old Dr. Dre song? Women, weed, and weather. That's literally
So yeah, coming here at a young age, it was unlimited, right? In the 80s, 90s, and California, man. And it still is. There's still a lot of business here. I feel like you build business here, then go where you want to go. That's my vibe of California.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's for the motocross community, it's still here. It's still popping. It's still in SoCal. But the serious racing to win, I feel like is head to the East Coast now.
Yeah.
Just the way it is. But I still feel like the action sport community and that world is still popping here. It's all the companies are still here. They just go in ebbs and flows, you know.
So what's the reality of flying a jet to the races? Like, how much time are you really getting back from that? Just to put it into perspective for people that don't know.
The biggest perspective into flying private is you set your own times you leave and you take off. That's the biggest thing. So when you fly like on American or Delta or whatever, you got to go on their schedules. And you don't realize how crazy that is once you start going, oh, I could just fly out on Friday and go to press day. And then right after the race on Saturday, I can go down to the 15 minutes away to the local small airport, walk right on the jet and be home Saturday night. Sunday's a full recovery day. Instead of like, I got to be on the 6 a.m. flight Sunday on American after the race. So I get like 6 hours of sleep that night. Then I'm be on a flight the whole day Sunday when I should be recovering. And then probably some connections, like just the other day, like Hayden's connection was late, missed his flight, had to rent a car. I got home super late. Well, that was his recovery day. Monday, they're back training. So, and this was before this last race. So Monday's back training, Tuesday's at the track, Wednesday's at the track, Thursday's flying back out, economy or whatever it is, flying back out. And doing those connections, and he's back to press day Friday. So tell me, when did you recover? When do you get that energy back to be like, I'm firing? And I can think, well, he's 19 or 20 and now and has that energy anyway, right? Yeah, that only lasts so long. Mm-hmm. You're burning the candle, right? You're burning it. So how do you burn the candle slower? Like, let's look at the guy who's burned the candle slower, has probably made more money than anyone at this point. It's probably Tomac, right? Because he just keeps going, right? And the reality of motocross is, let's just say, a slow year is probably 2 mil. Good year is probably 4 or 5. And well, stop racing and see how hard it is to make $1 million. I tell you what, like your first year in the real world to make $1 million is very difficult. So why do guys like go back to dirt bikes and keep racing? Well, if you're still competitive, why not? In the 450 class, is the way I see it. Yeah. So,
dude, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so hard in the real world to make shit happen.
Yeah. So you're saying why fly private? Well, yeah. So let's say
that's the reality of like, that's the amount of time that you get back.
Yeah.
And then not only when do you get time to recover? Mm-hmm. Oh, what happened? Not only when do you have time to recover, but when do you get time to just do the thing that you want to do?
Yeah.
When do you get time to live? When do you get time to, like I said, we're in this crazy patch right now. It'll end on Friday with this Joe thing. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, I haven't done anything. Literally nothing fun. I went for one mountain bike since I've been here for an hour. You grind. And when you're burning the candle and there's only so long you can do that. Yeah. And so you've got a kid that's expected to perform at the highest level. Yeah. And he's just on 24/7. There's no time to chill. There's no guilt-free down days. Like, I could see how valuable that would be. It is. And again, it's an investment in yourself.
It's an investment in yourself, and that's the way we see it. And also, we have to understand, too, we love motocross and dirt bikes and all that, but there is life beyond that, too, right? So you want to make sure you're working towards that, and that's why we do a lot of social media, a lot of other brands, because we want to build everything around it. So, like, you put all your eggs in one basket. That's the old saying, right? Mm-hmm. It's not the best way to do it. And you put all your eggs into the dirt bike basket. Okay, well, when that's over, it gets pulled from you or whatever happens, these careers, dude. Like, you don't have a good year for a year or two later, right? Mm. So it's just the ruthlessness of the sport. And so anyway, we like to think about the future, build everything around it, so when there's other options, always other stuff going on. You always want to see the big picture,
What else has got you fired up about the community that you've got going on?
I would say the community, mainly just, like I said, we do live Zooms on Sunday as of right now. So we get on there with myself and like a guest that brings value. Like we've done a real estate expert, talked about, real estate, done a crypto guy, talked about crypto, not just crypto, but investing and stuff like that. And so I feel like that's one of the big things that we have brought to it, and then we record that, and those they live on the community. So if you miss it, you can't make the live Zoom. And during the live Zoom too, we open the forum for questions, which is like, hey, you got to come on and ask questions and got to throw stuff out there, which is probably pretty rare for a lot of people to have like access to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing. I thought was really cool. And it's just been super active. Everyone's like been really active on the community, talking and sharing ideas and all that. So it's a work in progress. I'm learning as I go. And I think a lot of people do these they build into these like weekend retreats and all this other stuff, which I'm sure I could put together a pretty cool weekend retreat deal. I'm sure we'll go down that path at some point, but you know, racing has started, so that takes up a good half of my week. You know, just getting ready for the races and you know, like I talk with Haiden a ton, even though he's in Florida right now and I'm out here just getting ready for King of the Hammers. I'm going to race my off-road Can-Am race coming up in a couple weeks that I do every year. That's a very, very big investment in time, and I got to go pre-run and get the car ready, which I love doing. It's a big challenge. It's a big guys challenge out there, you know, and all the guys get it. It's just a fun thing. And I have to do those things. Like, those are things I still enjoy doing. But I'm always on my phone, you know, checking out, like, practice days, stars, technique, what's going, you know, things they need to work on. And, you know, we write our notes after the races. We, you know, what do we got to work on? What are we going to do this week? So, yeah, still heavily invested in that. But, you know, trying to be vested in a lot of my stuff, too, at this point, you know, which I think I can.
How has the process of stepping back a bit been? If Hayden's debut was 100% of you, how many percent are you at now in terms of, and 0% is like zero involvement with the racing. How many percent are you?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like the number 60% comes to mind. Like, yeah, I was 110 in the beginning. Like, I feel like now maybe 60 to. I used to go to be at every practice, every minute of the day, which I enjoy. I love doing it, dude. I feel like I do see things at times. I'm like, I see this, see that. I know how my kid works, you know, I just do. And so I was like, hey, I got to work on this, work on that. Because at the end of the day, the goal is, to win championships for sure. But, he plans on moving to the 450 class coming up. So, yeah, there's a lot of work to do, dude. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that's got to just keep working on and getting better and better. And that's what makes it fun. So I think I enjoy that stuff. You know, for me, I think the most successful guys in this sport have had a good team around them and usually it involves their parents. You know, so I feel like, we'll do that. I'm not saying I'm going to become a zero. I don't think I'll hopefully never be zero. You know, I'm cool. What am I, 51 right now? Like, you know, whatever his run's gonna be, like, cool. I want to be a part of it. I think it's fun, dude. I love it. I love the excitement. I love my heart racing and getting nervous on the side of the track and like the highs and lows of racing. It makes you feel alive, dude. You know, I feel like, imagine if I just go to work, come home, and kick my feet up on the couch and just hang. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like you're just, in my opinion, waiting to die. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
So, zero is not the goal.
Not for me. And why? I mean, I just don't see why. I don't see why that ever would be. And maybe 60s are way off. Maybe I'm 80 or 90.
Yeah, maybe you're not being honest, but sure.
I'm still 100.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think you are, at least from.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely seen the 100 back then, you know. So I feel like you definitely have pulled. Cool. I mean, you wouldn't have missed a race.
No way.
You've missed races now.
Yeah.
You would not have done that at the start.
No.
Zero chance.
No. And I don't. And I missed Argentina because of my spider bite issue. But that was it. I've been to pretty much all the races, and especially moving up to 450. It's gonna be an exciting time, dude. That'd be cool. I want to see it.
Yeah, and
I'm a fan. Sport, bro.
I was about to say, I don't really need to go to races.
Yeah.
Go to as many as I can.
Yeah.
I just love it. I had so much fun watching San Diego on the weekend. I was with Berner, Truman, and Malott. Oh. And we just stood on the Sequan deck thing behind the start gate, and we just fucking laughed, and like they're obviously not Team Deegan.
No,
like
the crew that I was get it. With. It's all good.
And they're not Team Deegan, and I am at times Team Deegan. You know, I've got, we're all friends here. Yeah. And then when he took out Max, they were showing I was like, I don't even know that he was trying to take him out, and they're just like roasting me. And I'm like, and I'm looking at, and I'm like squinting, and I'm like, I mean, maybe I'm just too far away, but like, honestly, look fine. No, and then they're like booing at the end, and I'm like, dude, they're saying Deegan. They're not booing. I'm like, it's the acoustics and the build.
However you want to hear it, bro.
Right. And just that It was so much fun to have that energy. And then Hunter was ripping in the 450 main, and the vibe that we had as the boys. And we all left and we were just like,
that's cool.
That was the fucking most fun night we've had in so long, because you're invested, you know, you've got people that you care about in these races. You have friends, you have, like, in your case, you have your son. It's fun. It's so much fun. You can obviously take it to the point where it's not fun. And I think it's cool when you share the story about you and Haiden after the weekend talking about BMX. It's like you're not taking it so serious that it's not just fun and it takes over your whole life. But it's unreal to go to these races and to be able to do what we do, you know.
It's emotion tied to it, and that's why we all do it, right? So, but yeah, you think about, I was looking at it, I'm like, how much time's vested, not just by everyone. And then what's the race? 15, 20 minutes. Like all that work for the 20 minutes, right? It's pretty wild. I don't know. But yeah, that's why it's probably so exciting. You're like,
Yeah.
And I like outdoors because it gives you a little more time. They have a little more time. Supercross, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like anything can happen. Like the whole race, how it all played out, like, I mean, whatever. Haiden was fast all day, right? Like it was just a good day, right? And then I look at that and all the race stuff goes down, and I don't know. I just kind of sit back and laugh at this or that. But it's funny because I see like what happened in that main event, however you want to look at it. I just kind of like, because I mean, bro, I'm not going to say it.
I'll give my take. I'll give my take.
I like Max. He's a cool guy. He's a great guy. But I'm like, bro, you're 32. You should see. You get to know every trick in the book by now, shouldn't you? Right? And I like him. He's a cool dude. I would never be. He's just a nice guy.
Can you pull up his post race?
Should know every trick in the book by now, bro. Like, I don't know. And that's just me. And I've said this before, dude. I've said this before. And I know these guys are just going by the rules or doing what they can to make a living. I respect that. But I still feel like that lights class should be to 25 years old. You know, and I just, the only reason I say that is because I watch all these young kids come to these training facilities and they're freaking good and they don't get a shot.
Yeah.
And you know, and they freaking work just as hard. They did all the amateur career. They did all, and their parents lived the dream. They were there, and then because I know the sacrifice, and they put that whole sacrifice in, and they're not going to get a shot.
Yeah.
You know, for me, you know, at least they get to go race a year or two of pro to be like, okay,
it was worth it.
It's worth it. Like we at least check that box. We made it, right? And this is like a sense of accomplishment. I mean, because in the end, how many people really are checking the box like we made it, like enough to retire and we were making millions of dollars? That's a very small.
Yeah.
So like, anyway, that's just me seeing it from behind. And that's not pulling shade on any of the old guys by no means at all. I get it. You do what the rules are. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that in return for that lights class should be that, you know?
I think futures might change it a bit. You know, like change the age, make the lights class a little bit older, and then you still getting and like having 8 futures rounds, so it's the same as like a West Coast. You know, it's almost like that level where those kids do get that shot.
Yeah, and if you're gonna open up the age group for the lights class and make it open for, well, I guess they push people out when you win a championship. My point is, then why not pay the same? You know, why not just make it the same as money as 450, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm off.
No, I mean, I definitely think that I would be fine with not having East-West and making them do just like a Xfinity series, you know? Like guys that, Xfinity's tough to win. The Cup's different, but, you know, guys it's a professional series. Like Hayden's making millions of dollars and he's a 250 rider. Like if you can be a champion and you have a brand and you have a following in the sport, doesn't matter what you're riding. You can make millions of dollars and it's just as professional as the 450.
You think it should be East-West combined, like all year long? Don't split it up?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I think for me that I understand why they did it back in the day, but I think it's past that now. I think every dude in the top 10 or top 20 is on a factory team that can fly to the race and race.
Yeah.
I think that now that the days of splitting it up, I think you just run them all.
And it's it's a big time professional sport now with a lot of money. And
it is,
the thing is if you think about from a manufacturer's standpoint, the Yamaha 250 is just as important for Yamaha to sell as the Yamaha 450. So I think, dude, Yamaha wanted Haiden to stay on a 250 this year because they wanted a one plate on the track. And then if he wins this championship, bet your ass that Star will have a number one Yamaha 250 under the rig in 2027 as the defending, you know what I mean? Because that's the bike that won the championship. And it's important.
It's everything.
Everyone knows that if you want the best 250F, you buy a Yamaha. And that's proved by racing. And they sell a shitload of those bikes. So I guess that's my thought behind it as well, is it's a professional sport. The manufacturers are putting in. They're selling these things. So like, I think the one argument for it being split that I like is the fact that Haiden as a 16, 17, 19-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid isn't doing 31 races.
You're right.
That's good.
You're right.
That's a good thing.
So I love those weekends off, bro.
I bet. They are done now.
It's cool to make all the money racing. I get it. When you win or you're top 3, there is good money for sure in the sport, but there's only 3 guys doing that every weekend. You know, so it doesn't justify racing every weekend. I mean, it's my opinion, too many races. I mean, it's too much on the body, too much on the strain, the mental, on the teams. I don't know. I think it should be not half, but probably 3/4 of that. I think they should run them in spurts every 2 or 3 rounds in a row. Take a couple weeks off, give them a little regroup. Like it helps. Like having that time off. Like it really does. And it helps you do other things in life, get other things done too. Like life, there's other things in life besides just going to the track every day. Like you do have to get other things done.
Well, and I would love, now that it's super motocross, I would love for it to go supercross, motocross, supercross, motocross. Really? I feel like if you did that, and this is one of those things where people just be like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. But if you think about, one of the toughest things that these guys deal with is the program. Because once you're in Supercross mode, you're in Supercross mode. And it is just like it's just a saw, bro. Backwards and forwards every week, same shit. And you get into a groove in that sense. And I think that is fatiguing. Just that constant routine, everything the same over. And I think that if you went to doing that where it was different, motocross, they used to do it back in the day, but it wouldn't let guys get so routine. The riding, the testing, it would change. And I think that's one of the good things about World Supercross is when you go there, you can't ride. You guys invested in yourself to ride while you were there, but no one rode in Australia. You guys were probably the only ones that did ride.
Really?
I reckon. No one was riding, dude. So I think that, you get in a full season of that and you get in all of a sudden Cooper Webb being like, dude, wait, so I can get paid to race a full season and I can't even really ride and none of my competition can ride, kind of levels the playing field. And then it also just means that no one has to work as hard. And no one, it's not about who can grind the most. And because that's what Ricky did to the sport. Who can grind the most? And that's what Hayden's doing right now. He's just grinding the most. And then he's the guy that wins. And so I think that there's ways that you could set racing up to where it would take that away. The same dudes would win. Everything would be the same bikes would. Everything would be the same, but it would just be way easier on the guys' bodies.
It is. It's tough. You look at all the motocross guys when they retire, man. It takes a toll. It does. I think, and in the end, is it worth it? Yeah, I guess you get to live a fun life and get to experience all that. Depends what worth it means. What success is, right? What is it? I don't know. Whatever you want to put it at, right?
Whatever it looks to you.
I just feel like, it's wear and tear on you. And that's why that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to burn that candle slow. If you can, right? As much as you can. So,
Play that Max clip. This might be the best post-race ever.
Play the game, and I know who I'm racing against, but fair play. That was I mean, I straight up that was got to take it on the chin. I'm a big boy. That's fine, no problem.
Is that the most like British? yeah. Well, gee whiz, gee willikers. That was bro. How can
I
you
love
not
it
love
though.
that guy?
Plays that plays the part. Like rewind it back to the rhythm before that.
She genuinely didn't.
Was it where he run it in and didn't hit him?
So he run it in, didn't hit him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see.
Is it this?
So I think he, I don't know, jumped in there, showed him a wheel. Now go
back. Yeah, we probably.
You don't have it.
Maybe find it on like the highlights or something.
It's fine.
Move this a tiny bit. We'll let him find it. But
yeah, but either I don't know. I think he ran it in, and then they went down the rhythm together, and I think Max closed them off at the end, maybe, which is racing.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe that was the spark,
catalyst.
That was like, all right, buddy. I don't know.
It's one of the, at least the people that asked me about it, and my friends that were
that were red.
I was like, well, I could also see a world where he does the exact same thing and Max doesn't crash.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're the ones where I'm like, whatever. Like, could he have been more gentle? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did he win $70,000, $80,000 by doing that and then add points towards a championship that probably he'll net 750,000? Like, yes. Like,
Yeah.
There's a level that these guys are playing a very expensive game.
Yeah.
And to make an omelet, sometimes you have to break a few eggs. And, there's times like the St. Louis.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no chance
I know.
that
How do you
Levi
think-
goes in there and they don't go down.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones where it's like, it's just not even a question.
Yeah.
You can't, I'm not saying it's bad or good, but you can't look at that situation and be like, they weren't both going down. This one for me, there's a world where Max doesn't crash in that. And they're the ones that I'm like, I don't know that I want to argue about every takeout if there's room for him to not crash.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's been some that Haiden has done where the dude's going to fucking crash, bro. Like,
if you go back and watch, I don't know, I could name a few races, but like, I think it was like LA Coliseum round 1, maybe in the late 90s. The battles they had, bro. The Yamaha on Yamaha, Suzuki on Suzuki, like war, dude. Like, go back and watch some of those races, dude. It was a war, dude. And I mean, it's some of the best racing. This field was pretty stacked back then. If you look at the 250, class or the Premier class, it was stacked. And gosh, these dudes race hard. And it's some of the best racing. So I don't know. I get it. It goes both ways. And I guess in the end, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but like, if the whole St. Louis thing with Haiden, I mean, did he make a huge ordeal about that?
no.
I mean, so why are we making a big deal about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
that is one thing in that whole thing.
Yeah.
Haiden actually didn't complain at all.
I don't know. Did he? Maybe he did. Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely was like, all right, bet. I'll get you back. I heard some crazy shit went on in Vegas, but whatever. But
let the boys be boys, right? We're gonna turn these guys into pussies or what?
Well, on the one hand, the sport is full of pussy.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, the sport's gone soft, and so you've got those guys, and then you've also got the guys that are complaining about every single thing. So
yeah, that's gotta, dude, get over it. Let's go race. Go have fun. Like, guys are gonna be rough. It is what it is. Like,
I think
there's gonna be more races, more championships. There's gonna be, give you all something to talk about. Are you really that mad? It's been posted on everything. Well, then you should be happy, right? Give you something to talk about, didn't you?
Yeah.
So are we really that mad about it? If you're that mad, you wouldn't even talk about it. You'd be like, I ain't giving that any attention.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. It's the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I think that, and I said this about the SMX stuff, and people were saying, "Oh, you fucking won't say anything bad about your boy," and I'm just like, look, he made his choice.
Yeah.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
He's been in 6 championships. He's won 5 of them. One of them he didn't.
Yeah.
And he got bit.
Yeah.
He got bit by a guy that said, you know what, fuck this guy, and he took away his championship.
Yeah.
But 5 other times, no one did that.
Yeah.
And his game plan worked. and no one could stop him. No one stood up to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
but the way I see it is like, yeah, go race hard. Cool. Like straight dive bomb T-bones, like, I don't know about that. You know, to me, that's not racing. Like racing, like aggressive racing, cool.
But it's just
like let it rip, you know. But
it's just like anything, though. Every action has a consequence.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like Hayden's racing has consequences, but then the people that want to take up the fight against him, it will also come with everyone knows the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying he's had a strategy and he's had a game plan and he's intimidated these guys and he talks shit on these guys and no one's been comfortable enough to bully him back in that way, and he's won. So it's like, this is a war. You know, like when Coop was in here, dude, some of the mental, like the levels, he's a fucking beast, bro.
Yeah. You don't think he didn't mess with people, bro?
He's playing games they're different games, but he's playing games. Everyone is playing into their strengths to win these races. It creates an action-reaction dynamic.
And what if that's what it takes for an athlete to get fired up, to go take the risk during the week, going 110 every day, risking your nuts every day, like coming to the track, going wide open, putting it on the edge to qualify first for nothing, you know, and ride on that edge, just you know, entertain the what would you call it, the Coliseum, like you know, right? So, what's it take to do that? Does it take a little like, okay,
for some people it does.
Like, I don't like you don't like me. That's enough.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what it takes, hey, bro, what's it take?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but there's some riders that probably need to find what it takes.
Their version of that.
Their version of it.
Yep.
You know, I think there's some guys, I'm not going to mention names, but could probably win a lot more championships if they could find their thing.
Yep.
You know, instead of just, you know, going with the flow, what everyone thinks they should be doing. Well, you know, in the end, you're the one that's going to walk away from the sport either making a ton of money, a multi-time champion, or not. Yep. Right? So what is your version?
I couldn't agree more.
And that's, I look back and like I said,
Chad Reed.
And
he was one of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, he figured it out. And maybe it was messing with Stu, you know, and who knows, you know, and so, but I look at that, I look at the mindset of what it takes to be a champion. I've seen it, been around it a long time, and hey, it's not always going to make everyone happy now, is it? Because they don't understand, because they've never been a champion.
Yeah.
Right? So how are you going to tell a champion how he should act if you've never been a champion?
Yeah, and
I almost want to put a name next to that, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and it does take certain people. It takes certain things, you know. And there's guys that, I mean, I know a lot of the guys who they like, who they don't like. The people that have never even had a conversation.
Yeah,
they have to not like this person. You know.
Yeah.
They purposely. I mean, Eli's a guy where I don't think Eli wants to have a relationship with any of these dudes. He wants to be in a box on his own island. That's a choice. That's him making a choice.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get close to anyone.
He's trying to protect himself.
That's his zone. That's the way he pushes and gets up every morning to go ride and do his training, is what it looks like to me, is that's the way he keeps his system rolling. Yeah. And it works for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's, you know, he found his why or how, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, is this where we are? We're in the spot? Dude, the track was sick, eh?
It was, really, really good.
Oh, here we go.
Dirt layout.
Yeah, we might not be seeing it.
Oh, might have to go back.
Yeah.
That is impeccable timing.
Yeah.
They go back, before
I think
this
they
rhythm.
don't show it. I think this is just the highlights. Go back a couple bits. Of course.
They're pretty good at cutting stuff out. That's for sure.
There was he did run it in the corner before that.
Yeah,
long
he
rhythm,
ran it in the corner and showed a wheel I'm here. Then look at that rhythm. They go down.
Yeah.
And let's roll it back. Roll it back to that rhythm again. Tell me, is the pass made there or not? And like, I'm guessing, did Max close him off here?
Yeah, but I mean, everyone was doing that.
And Haiden was smart, didn't keep doubling, right?
Yeah.
Didn't slam into him. Like, that's kind of where he was at.
And yeah, I mean, I just see a world where Max hits the brakes and doesn't crash, you know?
Here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's when experience comes in. I know who I'm racing, right? You break. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Am I right? I don't know.
No.
That's a debate. That's why we debate in Moto, right? We
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, all good.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a world where where he doesn't go down,
Yeah.
and then we're just not even
talking about it as in
yeah.
no one has nothing, right? But it gave everyone
But we
something to
gotta
talk about, and it's cool. Whatever.
We got to talk about something.
I don't know. It's all good. It's just dirt bikes.
So the holiday season has just finished, and you've probably shot hundreds of photos, whether it's on your iPhone or your digital camera, and now they're just living in your camera roll. That is where Aura Frames comes in. Aura is a digital picture frame, but it's not like those kind of old cheesy ones from 10 years ago. This thing has an incredible display and showcases photos better than on your phone. You download the app, connect to your Wi-Fi, and you can upload them all from your phone. No memory cards, no subscriptions, no hassles. What I love the most about this frame though is the way that you can share the uploads to your friends and family. I got family that lives overseas, so we can all just upload new photos to our frame that sits in my house. The Carver Mat is their best-selling frame, and it's also my personal favorite. Right now, you can save $35 on the Carver Mat by visiting auraframes.com and using the promo code GypsyGang at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code GypsyGang. Remember to use that promo code by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Tell you what though, he'd be fired up for the weekend.
Who?
Haiden.
For what do you mean?
Just this weekend. Like, he'll be fired up.
Yeah, he'll find a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. whole stadium booing you at the end. You don't think that's going to fire that kid up even more? It's just cool game. It's a cool thing in the sport.
How was the last time? And I'm sure you saw it because I think you were there. I think it was Colorado or something where he
I was there.
Hit Davies and Davies went out to track, hit the hay bale, whatever. So and then Haiden goes up on the podium for his championship that he freaking worked really hard for. Let's be honest, to win that.
And the first one, and he's missed a couple of
3 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
A whole life in the making. To win a Supercross championship, not many people do it. Pulls up his number one plate. It's a cool. No matter what you feel or say, I don't care who's on that podium. Give them some props because they're freaking worked their ass off, right? He made a lot of sacrifice, and so. But then they play on the Jumbotron, the takeout, right? I'm like, come on, dude. Have some class, dude. That was a kick. I feel like that was a kick in the nuts. You know, and I still, to this day, thought that was a low blow. But so, pay attention to what the broadcasting, what do they call it? Programming.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere. So just pay attention to how the game's played, but
fake news.
I don't know. I can Moto talk all day, and I'll say my version, you say your version, and that's whatever.
No. But at the end of the day, I think Ethan said it. It's like Nigel posted it. Yeah. Someone else all of these massive people that are outside of the sport.
Yeah.
And we always say we want someone
to transcend this damn sport.
We say it all the time until they do it. We're like, whoa, hey, fucking
you don't understand.
Chill, bro. All right. It's just like, dude, what? You want me to do the thing, or did you? I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah. But he was at the Jake Paul fight. It's cool, and it might not be everyone's style.
Yeah.
I wouldn't post like Haiden does, and there's things I'm not going to do that Haiden does, but I'm not hating.
How old are you?
Exactly. I'm not.
That's not my point. Is right.
Yeah.
At some point, I learned, and I have memory when I was a kid when my parents tried to tell me how to do things, and I'm like, why am I trying to tell my kid how to post and how to? And I get it. You have some moral guidelines, right?
Yeah.
And
There's boundaries.
There's boundaries for sure. I get that, but I'm not trying to tell them what's cool and what how to be cool or how to portray. I'm like, nah. Maybe if he knows something that's going to build him, I don't know, what does Jake Paul know? He must know something. He's become one of the most viewed guys in the world and has been pretty successful. You know? And so he obviously has
top
a
2 boxing matches of all
time, bro. And so like, and so I feel like he's, and not just made tons of money, but he's helped a lot of people with it too. So you guys, you can say it however you want, but I don't know. Maybe there is a system to that.
Yeah.
And who fights against it? I feel like the old moto heads and the people that don't want change.
Yeah.
And I get it. So if you don't want change, why wouldn't you want the sport still hardcore like it was?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times there's like an opposing viewpoint of like, motocross has gone soft, but that's too gnarly. You can't, you can't do that. It is that is a thing.
What are we? What you call? Start having Alzheimer's or something?
yeah.
Start losing our thought process here. I don't know. It's funny. What do? We just talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to talk about it. And if someone can give you something to talk about, it's cool, right?
And people, and you know what? I realized this the other day. There's someone out there, I'm not going to name his name, and I fucking can't stand him, and I watch all of his shit.
You do? Well, I watch it. I don't.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously a fan. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I hate watch his content.
He's so lame. You have to watch it.
But I watch all his shit. So I'm a fucking fan.
You're a fan.
And if you apply that logic, Hayden's got a lot of fans.
Yeah. I don't know. Either on one side or the other.
But that's good.
Who the frick wants to live in the middle?
Yeah.
Life's boring in the middle. Trust me, it's boring in the middle. I was in the middle in Nebraska. I was way in the middle of the United States. But no, I feel like the game of life is being in marketing. In the marketing world, is the game of reaction, of emotion.
Yeah.
In marketing and business, you're selling emotion. What is looking at Michael Jordan on a poster do, right? Like it's aspirational. People that can just do it. Like it's just like bringing emotion, right? It's that's what you're. If you want to understand the game of marketing, that's what it is, So
getting people to care.
Getting people to care, and I think that's, and I feel like if you're mad, like have something bad to say, well, guess what? You are sold. We sold you. You're like, how would you put that? Like, sold.
Yeah. We got you.
You're like, I gotta say something. Sold.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
dude. No, you're right. And I had the same thought the other day. I was like, fuck, I'm actually a fan. God damn it, I'm a fan.
I'll be honest. Like, I love dirt bikes. Love them. And I when I first got into, I guess the pro scene started and we were going to all the races and everything. I wanted to see everything, every post, every podcast, what did he say? What did he say? And I got to the point where I'm like, I don't like honestly care. I'm like, I focus on my life at this point, my things. I love dirt bikes. I go ride them and I'll dabble here or there, but really, relatively, you click one and they all are kind of the same. And I like, so how do you stand out? And like I said, I love dirt bikes. If you love dirt bikes, click on them all. But for me, I went through that kind of phase of super into it, and then like, all right, I'm on rinse and repeat right now with everything. Like this is the way I see it. So I love seeing the standouts. Like, okay, give me a reason to spend my time watching this.
Yeah.
My time to me is valuable.
Yeah.
I think it is. So like at the end of the day, if I'm gonna spend it doing something, give me something good. Like I want to see. Give me a reason to listen.
Yeah.
Don't just repeat the obvious.
Yeah. I'm totally with you.
Like here's the obvious. Oh, taking out Max and Haiden. What do you think? Good or bad? You got anything better than that, bro?
Well,
don't tell me. Did you do that? Did you?
I'll give a shit take if I have to. I'll give a shit take if I have to.
The best would have been your reaction up there with the red guys.
Oh, bro.
That would have been the whole time.
Dude, I can't.
They're like, I think that was a good power.
I'm like standing there.
I think he just tipped over on a rock.
Bro, I'm looking at a 40-foot big screen, and I'm like, I don't know. I can't see it.
I don't see it, bro.
Dude, it was so. I'm like, they're not booing. The acoustics in this stadium are they've always been.
A lot of bass. It's all subs.
I was like, they've always been weird here. Like, remember the same thing happened with Jet.
Yeah,
like, it's just but they were saying Jet. Dude, it was
if
so
you can't
funny.
laugh at life, bro, like you open your eyes, dude. Trust me, I get mad too. It's okay. I have many days I'm like, oh my God. Like, yeah, of course, when the whole thing went down, Haiden, yes, of course we're all mad. But that's the emotion in motocross, right? And, but the thing is that the only night he's going to make or lose money? I hope not. I hope we're more valuable than just, base our life on just one thing, I am. And I think that's the whole message.
Yeah.
Here, love it, love the sport, love the moments. Like my wife says, she's like, you only really, really talk a lot when it has to do with two wheels and dirt bike. And I'm like, really? And then I'm like, is that a bad thing? Like, I found my flow state. Thank God.
Yep.
Some people never do.
Some people never do.
Yeah.
Some people never find their
Great.
thing.
I love it. I love being around people who like to talk about things that are in my flow state.
Yeah.
But you also, like you were saying earlier, but have to understand in relationships too, that's not their flow state, right? So like, what is theirs? And not to get off another tangent, but yeah, that's like the one thing I really learned over the last 5-10 years was just like, fix me first and others will follow.
Yep.
And that's it. Especially as a father and a husband and this, that, and then, you just, the only person you can really change is you can try your hardest to change everyone, and you can say what you want. You can say all your comments and say, oh, this and this and that. The best example you have is yourself. And that's
Amen, brother. The relationship before my wife, we were probably together 5 years or something. And I just broke up with her one day out of the blue. Everything was fine. But wasn't going to work. Wasn't that, I just didn't see the long-term thing. And all my friends were like, dude, you're fucking crazy. Like, she's great.
Yeah.
And she was an awesome person, is an awesome person, super cool, great looking chick. And I just learned from that. I think so many of the reasons why we broke up in the end was because of me trying to change her and like coach her.
Yeah.
So when you say like you can only change yourself, I spent more time trying to change her than me.
Yeah.
And then when we broke up, I kind of figured that out.
Yeah.
After the fact. And then it changed that one breakup and that one relationship. I learned so much about myself and relationships. And now that's my whole thing. And trust me, if I could wave a magic wand over my wife, there'd be like a ton of shit that I do that I just, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
But that's not how life
reality,
works.
yeah.
And you need to meet people where they are. And then focus on yourself, and you can coach yourself. You can grow yourself. You can't force people to change. The more effort you put into trying to change people's minds, the unhappier you will be.
Yes.
And a lot of times, you can affect the most change on other people by changing yourself.
100%. Yeah, that's that. I agree with that. And some people just, I don't know, when you if there's the vibes they give you or the vibe, just better not to be in that scenario, right? You're just like, and there's just certain relationships that just don't vibe, right?
Yep.
It just is what it is, And so yeah, I agree. It's a change in yourself, and it's also the seasons of life where you're at. You can, it just depends where you're at, as far as age and those aspects of your life. But I feel like the best thing about my relationship was just like my wife's always pushed me to be more. Like it always, like it's always, we never like we're
even when you're on the top of the world.
Yeah. We've done great, but not that it's never enough. That it's like, hey, what's our next challenge? What's the next thing? Like, what are we doing? Like always, like almost looks at me like, hey, sees me as someone that should be up here. And maybe she sees me, and so it puts me like I need to be up here, which is good. I love it. I love the challenge. Bring it on, I'm like, okay, like I get it. You think we should be this, and that. Very easily to me feel like, oh, I'm already there. Like I'm already good. Like we're good. Like, but I don't know. I love the challenge, and yes, I'm content, happy where I'm at. But I think the drive to be more is every man's mission to keep alive, to keep surviving, to keep moving, to feel that sense of worth, of accomplishment that keeps you moving forward and keeps you from aging.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Like, I just feel like you always have that next challenge. It keeps you from settling. And I think settling is what makes you just decay and age and fade away.
Rest is rust.
Yeah. And that's my experience, you know. And my point of that is just because we're talking about relationships. And I feel like my wife's always pushed me to keep moving forward and keep building.
Yeah, I think that there's a level of, it's like forced accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons why, and I'm avoiding this in my life at the moment, but jiu-jitsu tournaments were like such a positive thing in my life, because that's a fucking scary thing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're purple belt, brown belt.
Yeah.
Like you're just playing with some
good dudes.
legit motherfuckers
Yeah.
that can ruin you.
Yeah.
And the accountability that is put on your shoulders to do that is wild.
Yeah.
And it forces you to lock in. It forces you to grind. And that's what Haiden would experience with racing.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to a stadium with 50,000 people where he's expected to win. Yeah. He's a 19-year-old kid. And think about, he's been doing it his whole life, and he's one of the best in the world. But think about the pressure and what that puts on a young person's shoulders.
Yeah.
And think about why he gets up every day, why he does the training. It's a lot to do, but we can do that in our own lives, in our own way. An average dude doing a race, doing a marathon, doing whatever. But I think relationships are like that as well. Like you can have people in your life, like Marisa is for you, and I feel like my wife does this as well, is like they just kind of force you to be at a standard.
Yeah.
And if you drop below that standard, they're like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
And you can fight against that.
Yeah.
And I think I did that in past relationships. I was like, I'm the man. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm this. You don't know what I'm going, whatever. You can push back against that accountability, or you can rise to the challenge, and you can rise to their picture of what a man should be, what a husband should be, what a father should be. You can accept that humbly, and you can try and rise to the challenge. I spend, unfortunately, a lot of time away from Anna with just visas and all the shit we have to go through, right? I'm a way worse version of myself when she's not around.
Yeah.
I go to the gym less. I don't eat as good. I don't sleep as good. There's so much shit that I don't do because she's not around to keep the checks and balances.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I didn't need that, but I've found a person that holds me to a standard, and a person that I am happy to meet that standard.
Yeah.
Like I don't push back against it. I respect it. I'm grateful that that's the way that she thinks. And I think that that's something to give yourself over into a relationship, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Once what you're saying is once you find someone that can push you to, I guess, uncomfortable limits is not always a bad thing.
And for the right reasons too. You said, there's times where it could be more for the sake of more. That's like not the answer. But I think that progress feels good.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. I think that relationships are not easy, you know. And I think I think of like all what we've been through, and like you gotta, especially when you have kids and family and stuff. Like how many times you have to fight for it, you know, not fight against each other, but fight for it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what just makes it that much stronger, really, you know. And
it's one cool thing about the community that you've got going on is already from like seeing people's posts and stuff. People are coming to it with that in mind. You know, like I've realized since I kind of took my life a bit more seriously, I guess. Like I was saying that when I started the podcast, things got better. I think I just took my life a bit more serious in that time. But when you do decide to take your life seriously, it's fucking hard, bro. Like it's crazy.
I know, I've said this 100 times, but I'm always like, life is hard.
Yeah, way too hard.
So you can figure it out. You're going to have life hard with broke, or a life hard with money. Which one do you want, you know? And anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I feel like that's nothing comes quick. And that's one thing I've learned. There's no magic success pill, right? And even if you do find magic success, you won't be able to sustain it because you didn't work for it and you didn't understand what it takes to keep it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like we were saying, like the amount of work the racers go through, and they come into this stage on the weekend and they have to perform in front of these big crowds, and not everything's put out in the open. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, dude. It's a lot that's put on all these guys, and they're expected to do their best every time, and whether they're sick or healthy, whether they're hurt or not, like, yeah, dude, I get it. I see it. I mean, I think unless you've been there and done it, I think it's hard for people to totally understand it. And the people down on the floor are usually the ones that have been there and done it. The everyone that's helped or been a part of the teams and all that. And I don't know. I think it's a sports and whatever. It's in a good spot. It's growing. It's I think it's exciting, right? So.
How was the World Supercross experience?
World Supercross was cool. I was a little worried going out of the country. It's been a while with Haiden. I just thought, I don't know, how's this going to go? And then I ended up getting spider bite. Couldn't go the first one, which was crazy because Hayden's first time out of the country. He went with the managers and just went and raced, and everything went great. It was a great experience. I think he learned a lot. And, he had a lot of cool stories from that. And then obviously going to Australia, I wasn't missing that trip. And had a great time, great experience. They treated us really good. And I mean, it was awesome. Like anything you needed, they took care of you, and good racing, good battles. I think, and it's a different vibe because everyone's there kind of having fun. So you don't have that typical Moto like vibe, that
hostility,
whatever you want to call it. When you look up the press conference, it's it's Supercross and everyone's heads down, just like stone cold, like. Oh, dude. That's definitely not the vibe at World Supercross because everyone's just there having fun. Hey, we're here racing and have great racing. It doesn't affect the racing. Everyone's still racing hard, and everyone's competitive. They don't want to lose. So I don't know. I felt like it was a great experience. I mean, we had fun and got to stay at some cool spots and experience life. Got to go to our Willys and Haiden some childhood things he was grew up watching that I feel like we're like checked the box on and. That and got to ride some Supercross there, and it's some
see how the other half lives.
Yeah, and realize that we actually have some pretty good tracks here.
Yeah.
It's just life experience, and hopefully we get to do more of that. And I think it's a cool thing. Anytime you get to travel international, it's a huge learning experience, and getting paid to do it, you can't beat that. Like I can say one thing about dirt bikes: it definitely helped me travel the world. And I get paid to do it, You can't take that. I mean, that is probably the best thing I got from the sport. And I see Hayden getting able to do that now. And hopefully he gets to continue to do that. It's cool.
What about the series in general? What did this year's series mean for I guess, your overall picture of its sustainability and its place in the sport, in the calendar? You've kind of got to earn your spot in the calendar, right?
Yeah, that's hard. What's hard about the motocross calendar and Supercross is it takes up say 70-80% of your year, and then you have about October, November, December off. So they try to fit in all those overseas races for that time frame, but I feel like they'll probably have some more racing coming up, and I mean I don't totally know the whole business structure behind it, but I think it's been great. I think going over there, good racing, good tracks. Yeah, a little dry, but yeah, it still was great racing. But
maybe made for the best racing.
Some of the best racing, yeah, for whatever it just was, and I feel like that. It was a learning experience as far as what to bring over for parts and the mechanics and the crews.
You just had a bit of trouble with bikes, eh?
Yeah, probably a little bit of bike jetting set up that we won't let happen again. But
jetting, this guy's from the 90s.
Yeah, jetting, whatever you want to call it, fuel map ratios.
Yeah.
But that we won't let that happen again. We'll go over there, a little more dialed on that. But I just, whatever. Hayden just rode it out, and like I told him, he was like, "Man, my freaking bike's just not, being what it should be right now due to that." And I said, "Yeah, good dude. Honestly, as long as it's safe and you feel like you can get around the track, people came here to see you put on a show. Go put on a show, And that's all right. Go do some wheelies, some whips. If you win, cool. If you don't, cool. Just go put on a show, and he did. You know, it was cracks and whips. Like I'm only doing the 450 class, just cracking whips or everything, and the crowd loved it. You know, and that's what I think that made it a cool part of the program. So yeah.
People just don't see like this version of you that much. They just feel like you're so much more serious about this shit than what I feel like you actually are at times.
Yeah, I feel like I try to level it out. Yeah, there is times where I'm get super way too into it, but
yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, but overall, like especially in those WSX races, just like it really should be a good show and fun because there's enough serious craziness going on all year.
Yeah,
and I mean, how long can guys sustain that? Like some guys' personalities can, some can't. Some aren't cut out for it. I mean, it's just it's not to spend 80% of your year being super serious and stone cold and having these chip on your shoulder and these battles every weekend. It's definitely draining for sure. So WSX is a good relief to go have fun.
I talked about it the other day with Weege, and when I listened back to it, I was like, oh, I hope I didn't sound negative on the experience, but I loved the experience this year. Gold Coast was unreal. Like it's not my hometown, but now that's where I live and I have for the last, 6 years in Australia. That's the spot.
Yeah.
It was like 10 minutes from my house. And to see that stadium full, the vibe, the racing, Hayden's first race, a ton of friends in town, it was crazy to see all of you guys enjoying my hometown.
Yeah.
You always feel like a bit of pride about everyone. Was like, dude, this is the best place in the world. I can't believe you moved. The food's so good. The coffee's so good. Yeah. So to be able to have so many of my friends come and enjoy that place. But then I went to South Africa. That was I've been to a lot of races and I've been to a lot of sporting events. It wasn't full. There was probably like 25,000 people, 30,000 people there. Holy fuck, bro. The crowd was unreal.
Really?
Man, in between like the breaks, if they're doing track work and shit, they were playing music over the speakers. You know that zombie song? Who sings that?
Zombie?
No, zombie. Why am I've literally listened to this. It's in your head. Anyway, whatever. That song comes on. The Cranberries. Fuck, I can't believe I spaced on that. But so that song comes on. The whole stadium is singing.
Really?
The vibe was out of control. Huh. The South African national anthem played at the start of it.
Yeah.
Whole stadium was singing it. It was lit.
Yeah.
It was one of the coolest live crowd experiences that I've ever been a part of. So
I've been to South Africa before.
Really?
Yeah, and
for
done
crusties?
Shows there. Yeah, for some freestyle stuff or X Games or something.
Was it lit?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy to see these places that are so far from America but so close. Like as far as like culturally, the crowds, how they all can have this passion for like two wheels and an engine and just be like that excited. And I love it. I love the energy of the crowd when it's like that. It makes it so much better. And I feel like that, I don't know if I can, feel like the East Coast in America gets a little rowdier on the crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because they get cooped up a little more inside with the weather, whatever it is. But I feel like they get pretty rowdy, you know? Maybe West Coast has so much to choose from. So many different shows and concerts and so many celebrities. And where I don't think they get so excited about certain things as like other countries. I mean, think about your country and one time you get to see these guys come over. Of course it's going to be exciting, right? You're going to wait in line forever to get a picture autograph, right? So
we're going to drive to the first 4 rounds of Supercross. So the exposure is just so different.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of these people, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, when I was talking about the experience with Weege, I was talking about I didn't even know I was doing the commentary. I got there, they told me.
Yeah.
So, but I just feel like I sounded very ungrateful or like not stoked on the experience. Yeah. But I just want to say I actually had so much fun. It was never something I thought I'd do. Wasn't like a career.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like an aspirational thing. They said that I would be good at it, and I was like, all right,
try it.
If you guys think, I'll do it. But anyway, I don't think I sounded as like stoked on the experience as what I was. I actually had so much fun.
That's cool.
I loved that race, the whole thing. So I was very stoked on it. And The crew were awesome. Yeah. They were super professional, like the production team, the WSX team. So, and I was definitely skeptical.
Yeah, I think everyone
of the season,
you
know, and it took me a long time to even commit to doing it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know, you know, and I had people telling me these guys are good guys. They've done this, and this. And for me, at least, they executed this season. I've got like a way more optimistic outlook on what's possible for that series.
Same here. And the best thing they have going for them is they're international. So for a guy like me who's into building brands, yes, America for sure, mothership. That's like the spot, right? You got to be the man. You got to build in America first, but whoa, you start traveling international, you talk about build your fan base and your clientele, like that's how it's done. You start traveling international, all of a sudden watch your numbers grow.
Yeah.
And so and that's where I think it needs to go. Like Supercross needs to go international. It needs to go all over. So, and I think that's where you're going to bring the most value to the riders and into the companies and the brands. All these brands, like, I mean, like, dude, look at Monster,
Europe,
bro.
Monster Australia, Monster New Zealand.
Monster is sold all over the world. They would love an international deal, you know, as far as what it looks like. As far as business, that sounds like it'd be great. So, I don't know. I think hopefully it keeps growing, and hopefully, you know, like I dig it. I think, you know, the guy who was putting it on was, you know, super nice and super welcoming, did everything he said he was going to do. To me, that's a big deal. And so, yeah, I can't say one bad thing about it. You know, I think and problems arise, right? Like, you know, flights got canceled. Things happen with airlines that was out of their control. They were
on the way home,
on it. They were on it. They reorganized. It got us back. Got this, that. They jumped through hoops. I haven't seen that in a long time, dude. That was cool.
Coop was telling me that he was sitting next to Haiden, and he gets the text from Delta being like, your flight's cancelled. And Coop's like, fuck. And then Haiden gets the text right next to him, like a couple feet away. And he's like, our flight's got cancelled. And Coop's like, bro, we have the Yamaha shoot in like 15 hours. Yeah. We have to get home. Hayden's like, fuck this. I'm living in Australia. I was like, that is two dudes in a very different place in life.
It just goes to show you how one message can be taken two different ways. To be young again.
I know. Yeah, he looked like he had a lot of fun.
He did. Yeah. Maybe too much.
Happy for him. How do you think the 450 thing went? Australia, bike problems. Both the boys were struggling a bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, 450?
I think it was good. I think it's kind of how I thought it would go. I thought he would be in the fight here or there and still, you know, stuff to work on for sure. Glad he did it so we could see what was going on. But I see flashes of speed and certain things you just can't teach, dude. You know, like when you see someone like have crazy speed, it's hard to teach that.
Yeah.
You know, and so that is like, I think what a lot of teams look for is just like, okay, who has that speed that can just like uncork like something that other guys can't. And there's a handful of guys that can do that right now, and it's cool. That's what I kind of saw. I think the 450. I always kind of look at lap times. I'm like, wow, like a lot of races, you're almost as good as the 450. He got on the 450 and was like, especially like at the farm, he's like, bro, I can run like 2 seconds faster a lap just because the bike's that fast, you know. And they're just good bikes. And so, anyway, I think that the limits are much higher on that bike. And he's going to have to find them and have to be in shape to handle the limits of that bike, which I don't think anyone's in shape enough to handle the limits of a 450 and Supercross, but it is the bike you have to ride. So,
well, Chase, I think, kind of did his nut 12 minutes into that moto, you know, like, dude, 3-4 laps in, he was in 7th.
He was rolling.
He was in 7th, bro. Yeah. And there was a period.
Yeah. I was like, he's going to the front, dude.
That's what I thought. But then he hit a wall.
Yeah.
And, bro, I don't give a fuck. That dude is probably the fittest guy.
Yeah.
So my point in saying that is not saying Chase Sexton's not fit.
No.
My point in saying that is he's probably the fittest dude.
Yeah.
And he put on a charge full send and could not race for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and so my point.
So that shows how gnarly it is.
Yeah, my point is there's limits on that bike that hasn't been reached. And I always look back because I grew up, back in the day with the 80s and 90s, and guys were riding 500s outdoors for like 6 rounds or whatever it was a year. I don't think they would ever decide to ride Supercross on those things.
No.
Well, they're riding bikes a lot faster than that now. I don't know. My opinion is it should be cool to go to like a 350 Supercross bike or something like that. It's just a thought, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So that's a whole nother conversation I don't want to get into.
Preaching to the church there.
I don't want to get in that conversation, but yeah.
It was definitely cool though, and you're right. Moto, I think I said it on the broadcast. I did it just for SMX come though. I said, Haiden Deegan is coming, just so I could get clipped on Instagram. But
he was one of the motos. He was rolling.
Bro, that second moto and what you said about seeing that kind of speed you can't teach, there was no traction on that track. And there was some lean angle that he was finding that I was like, nah.
The few berms you could rip,
were
getting ripped.
The left before the one that went across the start straight.
Yeah, ripping those.
Dude, that berm was
that right
crazy.
before the mechanics
area. And then
that
one.
That's where he's making a lot of passes because he just hitting the gas so early and so hard. He's just like him and Tomac destroyed that berm.
Oh, and the track being so dry made that racing so good.
Yeah.
Because when you were on the floor and when you were like really close and you could see and hear everything, those guys were just every 450 wedged. So it was like, have you ever seen Valentino Rossi's track that he's got at his farm? How they're just wedged and sliding the whole time, and then it's just like
bike control.
Yeah, just that's what that race was.
Yeah, a lot of bike control, which is why I'm glad Haiden went there, because I mean that's priceless knowledge to ride that stuff like that.
And we all said, even you said when we were watching practice, that he probably won't do good on that dirt.
Yeah. And I said he might struggle a little bit.
This is the what you were like. This is the worst conditions for him. Yeah.
No, and 450, no traction, aggressive rider, all kind of check the box of like, this is probably not gonna go very good, but somehow figured it out.
Yeah, no, it was definitely cool. So you can see him doing more of those.
I think so. Yeah, I think he had a good time, got taken care of well. Had great fan turnout, a lot of fans that are on our YouTube, and got a chance to come out and meet Haiden, and I think it's well worth it. I think it's worth it. We got to put out some really cool content, cool videos, and tell a cool story. I mean, I almost went head on with some other guy in a rental car in Australia.
That was gnarly.
Driving on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, typical tourist crap. They actually. When I went to return that car, they wouldn't accept it. I'm like, bro, are they that strict in Australia?
Dude,
like,
it's a
did
nanny
someone
state.
watch that video I put out and go, they tried to not like say, no, we're not accepting this. We got to do a full rundown of this car because we think you destroyed this car. And I'm like, bro, I did a donut in the car and it's a 4-wheel drive. You're lucky I didn't do what I wanted to do with the thing. And I'm like, wild. And I finally had to just give him the keys and go, all right, bro, whatever, and walked away. And I go, do what you're going to do. I go, the car's fine. Go look at it. And I actually went back to the car and filmed the whole thing because I know what happens sometimes when you walk away. It'll get you for a whole slew of things. So I got on the plane. I thought about that for like a whole flight home. I'm like, am I going to own a car? Am I going to own this ute?
You own a Ford Ranger in Australia.
Yeah. I'm like, well, at least send it to me.
Dude, we had in our old warehouse, we used to have these big Christmas parties, and Jack Miller would come every year, and it was like North Brizzy. It kind of just always work out. Mm-hmm. And one year he had this Mitsubishi rental car, and we fucked it. Yeah. Like fully fucked this car. We put it wouldn't spin, so we like lifted the car up so that it was on blocks, just enough to just pop every single tire on this car. Ruin this whole car. Rental. I was sponsored by Mitsubishi in Australia at the time. And so it went from this rental car. We couldn't even get it. We had to put it on a flatbed to get it back to this thing was not good. And it went to a Mitsubishi dealer, and Mitsubishi called me. But they were actually so cool. Yeah. And they were like, all right, we'll figure it out. So they fixed this car, but yeah, dude. No joke. How many speeding tickets did you get?
You know what? How do they come?
They don't fuck around, do they?
Yeah, because on a cell phone, drinking water, eating food, which are all legal, I guess, in this country. Speeding, which I'm always 5 or 10 over, right? That's Cali. If you're not, you're getting run over. You're probably 20, 30 over in Cali, or you're getting run over. So that was my style. I rode around in Australia like that. So I'm sure I got a whole slew of tickets over there somewhere. And I think Chad Reed or someone says, like, bro, it can get up into the thousands, dude. It's not like a little thing. You're probably like 10 G's into tickets. And I'm like, oh, well, we'll see. I guarantee I got a few, dude. So
I guess I'm in France at Le Mans.
Really?
They just went straight to my credit card that I bought.
Oh, nice. That's always fun.
So I want to talk about something that no one really talks about. I'm in my mid-30s now, and a couple of years ago, I started noticing things just felt harder. Same workouts I'd always done, same diet, but I was lagging. Recovery took forever, energy was inconsistent, motivation wasn't there like it used to be. I just thought, all right, this is it. I'm getting older, I guess. But then I started looking into it, and here's what I found. Most men start losing testosterone at around 30. And about 1% every year after that. And it's not just that your body makes less, it's that a lot of what you do make gets locked up by this protein called SHBG. So even if you're producing testosterone, your body can't actually use it. It's like having money in the bank, but your card has been declined. That's when I found Mars Man. It's designed to help free up that locked testosterone so your body can actually access it. No needles, no synthetics, just natural ingredients. Zinc, boron, vitamin D. Since I've been taking it, my energy has been way more consistent throughout the day. Not like a caffeine spike, just a steady drive. Recovery after training feels better. It's made in the USA, third-party tested, and they've got a 90-day money-back guarantee. So there's literally no risk. For a limited time only, our listeners get 60% off for life and 2 free gifts when you use the code GYPSYGANG at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com. Code Gypsy Gang at checkout. And remember, let them know that the Gypsy Gang sent you. So we got another Deegan build off.
Game on, dude.
You done?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Close. I know I'm done.
You're done?
I think we're close. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go spin some wrenches on it, I think.
You gotta fake that shit like last time, bro.
No.
This is Brian with the T-bar.
engine.
Like, yeah, this thing's done. Seat bolt. I'm like, bro, come on.
Was it really? I thought I was putting an engine in.
You were doing a seat bolt.
Seat bolt? Really?
Yeah.
No. I have to go assemble this bike.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be badass. Yeah, I'm excited. This went out on an edge here. Went out on a limb and did something pretty different. I think the bike turned out really sick. So I'll release like little pictures of it. But it's gonna be sick, dude. Like I think it's full. Let's just say it's real old school Mulisha vibe. I just have to kind of stick with my roots and stay true to what it is. And yeah, I think it's going to be cool.
So mine's in Australia.
Is it still there?
How am I going to get a 450
Really?
back? I was so close to going to the WSX crew and being like,
just throw it in the box.
I need a crate back to California, but
they probably would have done that.
I know.
At least got it to the farm.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't have my shit together in time. But
that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was just a send just to get it.
Yeah.
Because we just got back, so I'll give a bit of a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I built mine in Melbourne before AusX.
Yeah.
So then I had to like drive it back. And so anyway, but yeah, my bike's done.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sick. So, but we were talking about doing a giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So we either give away the bikes we built or we could build one together.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the winner gets that. So I don't know exactly what we'll do yet.
So
but I think,
YZ 450s.
Yep.
Just so people know.
Yeah. So it's
2 strokes for the first one, which is pretty sick. I still have mine.
Yeah, I still got mine too.
Still do a lot of filming on that thing.
I'm glad that you got use out of it. I've never rode it.
Really?
Again. Mine's just, dude, it's in a storage unit up the road.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even like in my
lame, dude.
I know.
Thought you're a rider.
But I got so many bikes I actually ride at my house.
Yeah.
And that's just too nice.
Two-stroke, just not your thing, bro.
Nah, it's just too nice. I just don't want to ruin it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I ride mine mainly at the skate park, and I burned some tires on it. It basically the filter oil's melted into the air boot. It's at bogs now, so I had to do a little prep on the carb the other day to get it running. But yeah, I still use it in the backyard. We have some fun jumps in our backyard.
Yeah.
Hudson's been building up the pit bike track into actually an actual track now where he hits jumps in our backyard. So I take the two-stroke out there and do some whips and get some photos, some content on it. And yeah, I got use out of it. Maybe someday we'll off it somewhere, but who knows?
Yeah, so we're gonna figure that out. But we're thinking about Daytona.
I think that I agree with that. I think Bike Week just fits like bike unveiling, really. Right?
Yep.
I think that's like the perfect time. They'll have a pretty cool audience down there. That's a East Coast round. We'll be there, I'm sure.
What's the date of it? You reckon you'll be there?
I know.
For an East Coast round?
Yeah. I think we will be. I thought like I'd kind of.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, right? A 450 race? No.
Does Star still have that 450?
Yeah, they do.
All right.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Daytona.
Daytona, yeah. It's definitely been talk.
Just
but,
do it.
I know, but I feel like we always try to stick to the game plan,
I
but
know.
we'll let the media talk. No, maybe. You never know. Give the media something to talk about.
Just a nibble. It's just,
yeah.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
I think we were talking about this the other day. I was like, it'd be funny to fabricate some full bullshit deal and see how far it could go.
Yeah.
Right? It'd be kind of funny just to see. But anyway, that Daytona Bike Week, I think it'd be a cool time to unveil it. Maybe we do it over at the Monster thing or wherever.
So when is Daytona? I think it's like the 20s, or is it March or February?
I think it's March.
Because the problem is my bike's in Australia.
So how do we do that?
I either need to build another one here, which would be quite difficult.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
Or
who ships? Like how hard is it to ship something?
I don't know. It's definitely expensive.
Is it?
And I think it takes a while. But maybe I just need to ask the WSX crew.
I mean, Jacko would know. He's always shipping stuff.
What I need to do, I think that there's one way to do it. Because there's so much work in this thing that I couldn't do again.
Yeah, it's not.
Like it was 3 full days of building this thing. Yeah.
So how do you? That's gonna be tough.
So that I'm in a spot, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I always do.
You got a little time.
I do have a little bit of time.
I mean, bro.
February 28th.
Yeah. So crate that thing up and put it in a crate. I mean, I'm sure Yamaha of Australia can crate it and send it. Probably just gonna cost you $500 to $1,000 or something.
What I could probably do is fucking tariffs, bro. That shit will be expensive.
Really?
I'm sure it will be.
They tariff just shipping stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
If it comes from a different country, you got to pay.
Huh.
But
take it apart and put it in boxes.
That's what
and
I'm
fly
thinking.
over
Maybe
with
someone
it.
fly over.
Yeah.
Just get a business ticket, fly over.
Yeah.
Because I don't need all
Put
of
it
it.
on a gear bag. I've done that before.
I need the motor.
You don't need you need the rims.
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't need the rims.
Oh, yeah.
I need the motor.
Frame.
Yeah, the frame's pretty sick now.
Yeah.
But I could get away with, get rid of the suspension. I can get the suspension here.
Yeah.
It just makes more of a story, more of a project. But what I will say, our video is fucking dope.
Is it?
Yeah, so if my bike doesn't win, my bike doesn't win. I get it. I'm not Brian Deegan. I do have Monster this year though.
Yeah.
So I've got that. You're not gonna do a Monster post and just surge ahead on the rankings.
Okay.
But yeah, we did shoot a cool video.
Yeah.
And we told like a story.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a story behind the bike. There's a story behind building it and the whole thing.
That's cool.
So that was one of the things that I wanted to do. I feel like we sort of did that a bit last year, but it didn't tell a story outside of us.
Yeah.
So this year I was like, I want to tell like a bigger story about this bike.
Okay.
So that's it's my new thing. Same with the Joe thing. It's like very cultural.
Yeah.
He didn't ride. There was literally no riding in the thing. It was just getting wasted at karaoke. And
that's cool because at the end of the day, I mean, not every rider does 3 YouTube videos a week.
Yep.
Right. So tell a story. Who are they? Right. Where are they from? What is that? That's a cool. I'm sure. Dude, going to Japan and telling that story is probably badass. Yeah.
Dude,
I don't even know what the moto culture is over there.
But that's the whole thing with this video. They built the sport.
I know. Isn't that funny?
It's great. Like, and that's kind of the story of
My
this Joe
opinion
thing.
is, shouldn't he be like the most valued rider in the whole world right now? The champion Japanese rider. Wouldn't that be the guy who all the industries are fighting over, and like that is the poster child?
Yeah, dude.
Am I wrong? I don't know.
He's and especially when you see his personality in this video, he's been very reserved, very quiet. I feel like he started to show it a bit last year. Yeah, his personality. But I think when people see this, they're like, "Oh my god, this dude's so different than what we thought he is." And yet, just signed. I think it's out there, but like a pretty solid deal with Honda HRC. So he's there for a while. He's going to be there on a 450.
Oh, good.
So it's like he will. I think you're right. He's so marketable, and that was kind of one of the things we wanted to tell with this Joe thing. Is like Joe's the reason we were reminded how important Japan was to our sport. Yeah. Because if it wasn't, if you think about it,
what bikes would you be riding,
dude? From 1973 with the Honda Elsinore.
Udaka, Dirt Squirt.
Bro, they couldn't have done so. And it's like, so you had these American badasses that rode these bikes to the craziest level, pushed the development. And then you had these 4 manufacturers in Japan that wanted to make a better bike than each other. And those 2 things gave us Haiden Deegan and Jet Lawrence pushing the limits of these insanely capable motorcycles. And we don't think about Japan ever. Yeah. We say like the Jap bikes or the Euro bikes, but we just don't think about the impact those brands and companies had on the sport.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is, eh?
You know, it's crazy. Yeah. I won't get into it too much, but like the boss, they're the boss in the story. Yeah. If they say, hey, this is what's happening, the call from Japan, you can act as cool as you want here in North America. It's over. They're the final hammer, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Why has America not built a dirt bike?
Fucking hard, obviously.
I know they have, but you know what I'm saying? A competitive dirt bike with to battle with. I don't know. What is it? I don't know. I'm sure someone's got the answer to that. But.
Well, I think how well Ducati did at A1. Bro, Ferrandis, amazing. Yeah. Barsha, amazing. They had 2 Ducatis in the top 10 of the gnarliest, most competitive 450 Supercross class ever. Their first night. Yeah. So I think that, tech is to the point where if someone, like a real company, like you can make a good dirt bike. Triumph's a good dirt bike. I think that maybe it was harder back then, but we've had some really cool companies come in and make some good dirt bikes.
Where's Triumph from? UK or something?
Yeah.
So it's not American.
Harley, bro. How sick would it be if Harley
I know.
or Indian?
Harley just keeps building these same like loud ass freaking.
But I mean and I think that's where we're so lucky to have the Japanese manufacturers that cared enough to make these bikes. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yamaha makes more from pianos every year than dirt bikes.
Yeah. They make a lot of other stuff.
And you don't have to have $1 million to $10 million race team for a piano.
I don't know if you paid attention much, but have you seen what most of the kids are riding right now?
Stocks.
Electric bikes, dude. I don't know if anyone's paying attention, but take a look out on the neighborhoods. What are kids riding? Starks, Surons, I don't know, whatever name you want to put on them now. They're just electric bikes. Super 73s, whatever the rules changes that they throw out there for the kids, they find another way. But the movement, man, I don't know. It's heading that way. There's all these kids are all on the electric bike scene, so it's
wonder if that translates. Like, does that turn these kids into Supercross fans?
I think so. I think a motorcycle is a motorcycle to them,
Wait, this is crazy. I just remembered this. So, where were we coming home from? maybe it was Supercross last year, but there's every Saturday night, Canes sponsor us because we go to Canes every Saturday night after Supercross. It's just our little tradition. We went to Canes and there were we were like more down San Clemente way, and there were these kids that weren't at the race. They were on Surons at Canes, and they were talking about Haiden.
Oh, really?
Not Moto.
I never even knew there was like a race.
You know, like maybe they didn't. They would have never gone to watch it, but they were Suron kids that were just like freaking out over the Supercross that night. Haiden doing what he did, you know. So yeah, I wonder. I saw that, and that was the first time where I was like, I wonder if they are Moto kids, or if they're into Surons and wheelies and like it comes up in their feed and then the algorithm. Because that's the amazing thing about YouTube.
Yeah.
And I know from doing this that like you guys are out of the Moto audience. For you guys to get the views that you get, you've gone outside of the traditional Moto ceiling.
Yep.
So you're touching people that aren't just in the Moto algorithm, you know?
Yeah.
And so that just makes me wonder, like maybe these kids, you know, they don't come from that background.
No, I agree.
And they're being sucked in by these new electric bikes.
So one of the biggest motorcycle enthusiast kids on the internet right now that's influential is a guy, the Suronster.
Yeah, Suronster.
And he just mass marauder on a Suron that basically puts out YouTube content that all these kids love. And so, yeah, who knows if you ever been to a dirt bike race? I don't think he cares. But in our world, we all think everything is Supercross.
He's getting millions of views a video.
Yeah, and so there's a different world right now that's being created, and it's that e-bike world, and all these kids are on it because they can ride them anywhere. You're not riding a gas dirt bike around the streets. I promise you that. Like, I guess you can, and it's a little like that. It's pretty rebel, but in general, all these kids are all on these electric bikes, and if that brings them into the sport, cool. Yeah, they're buying products, right? They're buying pads and helmets and all the other stuff too. So good. It's good for the sport. Yeah. Let it grow out like that. So, I know Hudson's super into it, my youngest, and he does wheelie videos on electric bikes, and they get stupid amount of views. So there's a huge value there for sure. You know?
Imagine if he just turns into the most popular Deegan of doing some
just doing wheelies and
dumb
stuff.
shit.
Yeah. You never know. He's definitely loves jumping dirt bikes and doing wheelies, and I think nowadays with social media, you could make a living doing that for sure.
And he's a cool kid.
Cool character, funny.
Yeah,
has personality. Yeah, why not? Right.
So you were saying before at the start of this that Metal Mulisha Australia happening.
Yeah. So with the guys from Smash Fourth, got to hang out with them, which was cool. Going to Australia, and they are obviously the go-to guys in our world of motorsports, action sports over there. And so goal is to launch, Mulisha over there. I feel like there's still a core base of guys.
It's huge.
And we had a good run over there. And, it's a lifestyle. It's still around. It's still doing its thing. We still own it. And we like to have fun with it. And like I said, it's still tattooed on us. And it was a movement, a lifestyle. And, I see it's funny. Hudson and his buddies run it like once in a while. Like Haiden runs it once in a while just because I think it's a nostalgia thing. And I think it's like if you skateboard and you were to run like, I don't know, a Thrasher t-shirt or something, right?
DVS.
Yeah. It's a part of the movement and part of Moto and the legacy history of it. And so they're launching it over there, coming up, and I think it should do well. I think it'll be cool. I think it's gonna be a cool movement.
It's funny how things change too. Like I was never gonna be the Metal Mulisha guy. I was more the Pastrana kid growing up. But now, dude, I feel like enough time and enough. It's like you said, the 90s come back. Everything comes back full circle. There's now a point that it's been enough time, and Mulisha means a different thing to where I would be completely comfortable wearing a Metal Mulisha t-shirt these days. Things
nostalgia.
Circle back. It really would take me back to a time, like a very great time,
a fun
in my
time.
life.
Yeah, and it's a 90s brand, and the 90s movement is back. There's a bunch of 90s trends now, and so that's why you see the kids running it, and it can have its resurgence, and why not? We all love what the 90s brings us, that vibe, right? Anytime we get to relive that, cool, let's do it. It was a cool era.
Can you go on metalmilitia.com? What's the website look like now? So you're still just running? It's like
still own it, yeah, with partner Larry. I would still have been, and people thought we sold it at one point, but that's when we licensed it.
It was a licensing thing.
And that's when they really blew up. But right now it's Tilly, Zoomies, Pac Sun. I don't know. It's back in the mall stores, but kept it OG. Still got the Mulisha Maidens designs. It's like the glam. It's Akatia, dude. We got the flannels and the beanies and kind of the old school militia vibes. And
I just want the
look at the Dickie shorts.
Go back, go up.
Are you going to run the what are those? The chinos, the long Dickie shorts, dude.
I ain't doing
Hey,
that.
bro, you seen people wearing long shorts, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm into the jean shorts, like the jorts.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that same vibe. The
Same
chinos,
vibe.
not so much. I can't wear skinny jeans anymore.
Nah, I wouldn't do
they got
that,
deleted when I met my wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess
For the
with
better.
those.
See, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'd run that.
The icon.
Just give me that, or even just the straight helmet.
Oh, icon tee. But,
I don't think I can pull off the other shit. I could pull that beanie off. Easy, bro.
I'll have to send you a box here.
Yeah, get just straight plain logos.
Plain logos. Yeah, that's my style.
mean-
I just like the iconic stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like definitely there was points in my life that we did have offers to from companies to buy it.
What was the biggest offer?
Honestly, it wasn't as big as you thought. I think you got to understand it's a partnership, so I would have got half of that, but I don't know. I probably could have walked away with 6 or 8 million, I would say.
Which isn't as much as it sounds.
Not as much sound. People are like, oh, 3 million, 300 million, 200. No, sorry, dude. It wasn't that. But yeah, the company is its best years. La Jolla built it to probably 30, 40 million in sales a year, but that doesn't mean that means that, that was a license.
Yep.
So we get a, percentage of that. So that's what the value would have been. And could have sold it, invested that money and probably made a lot more money, but you know what? Kept it. It's an image. It's a lifestyle thing. And
it's iconic.
It's iconic, bro.
Yeah.
I do real estate. I do a lot of other business stuff. So it gives me the opportunity to make certain decisions. And I felt like it was cool to hang on to it and keep it rolling. I don't know. If someone wants to offer me 300 million today, let's talk.
Yeah, everyone's got a price.
Let's talk. No,
Yeah.
I'm just.
I could see. Do you think Fox? You guys will do some stuff with Fox?
That's a good idea. We walked through Fox the other day, and they had my old spike chest plate in there from back in 2000 when I won Gravity Games, and no T-shirt, just spike chest plate. I think I might have had a half face helmet, smoking a ciggy at the step up or something, whatever. But Fox would be badass, right? They could take this thing and blow it up for sure. They have the ability to do that. Who knows? I don't know. That could be a cool play, and that you say that, but you never know what the future holds.
Yeah, I could see Haiden running some really cool Mulisha Fox gear. I could see it being for sale. I could see you guys making a ton of cash out of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's
could be fun.
Yeah, it would be a pretty cool way for you guys to do that.
Look back.
I think the Fox deal was the best deal you guys could have done.
You think so?
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, it was either Alpine Stars or Fox.
Yeah.
It just purely based on the money that somebody would pay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, and this is just my knowledge, like on my guessing based on what I think I know. But I can't see anybody else paying the money that Haiden needed. And it would have been Alpine Stars. It would have been Fox. And I don't think that you guys should have gone to Alpine Stars.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
you want to look like
reasons.
Jet. I don't think, it's going to be the two biggest guys in the sport. And it can just be Pastrana and Deegan all over again. And he's no fear.
Yeah.
And he's,
And I give Alpine Star credit because they have the Honda guys. Don't they have Sexton? They have Tomac. Endo.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, do you really need everyone? And I remember saying that to him, like, do you really need everyone? And they really did. Like, they really wanted, and we really considered, like, really were staying, like, wanted to go there. And because they have some cool shit, dude. They make some badass stuff.
So good.
But then the Fox thing was like, man, this is gonna make Haiden more unique and make him a standout guy, and so there was a lot more to it as far as like image play and it's cool to be the big fish, right? In the pond. So yeah,
I think Alpine Stars didn't need Haiden in the way that Fox did.
True.
Like I think that Fox needed. They've got Kenny, like they've got guys, and it's not no disrespect to the guys that they have, but they don't have like the top guy, and they've always had the top guy. They always had Ricky, then they had James, like so they always were the brand that had the top level guy, and they kind of haven't got that next top dude. Yeah. And Haiden is that. And Jet, if they would have got Jet, then base is covered. Yeah. But, you know, they don't have Eli. They don't have so many of these big name dudes. And
I just think had to play the chess game. And Haiden was a good choice for that next move. And like the sport needs it. It needs competition.
100%.
Yeah. It needs to have companies in the sport pushing each other. That's why Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda are all doing what they're doing.
And Fox are a sick company.
Yeah, it's badass. Like a lot of history.
I wear Alps and I got a great relationship with Alps, but I got a great relationship with Fox, and they're awesome people that run a cool company that all are in the sport. Like I think you guys are going to be able to do good work there.
I'm excited. I think we're like been happy with everything, and given Haiden a lot of attention, and they've supported the whole family. It's cool. They're just a cool brand, you know. Like I said, I was with them years ago and always had a good vibe with them. And they're, you know, SoCal company. So yeah, it all fits, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so you were saying with the Mulisha thing with Sam, so they print all of their own stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to have quite a lot of freedom to do a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
There, just because of like the way that everything's set up.
Yeah. They'll run their stuff over there. You know, it's just the way the business works, and I think they'll have a lot of opportunity to create some new stuff and a good a trial and error spot, right? To try some new things and you know create a team over there, and I just think it'll be a good resurgence of like Mulisha and being able to try everything, because I feel like the audience in Australia has always been good for it.
Oh, it's the most Mulisha. Dude, Mulisha and Bogans is just like a perfect fix,
match,
bro. Perfect
It's
fix.
been a while, so a little comeback action.
Did it bring back some memories over there, this trip?
Oh, yeah. A lot of memories, man. Australia's always been like the ultimate moto vacation, moto spot, and people just over there are cool. They're just everyone's in shape and good food, and everyone's just a cool vibe over there, you know. I miss it. I didn't realize how much I missed it till I went there, and I was like, oh, dude. I remember when I was younger, I'm like, I'm moving to Australia. I just, for some reason, thought that was just what I was going to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I could see Haiden doing it one day.
One day.
He'll be out. No.
He definitely said, I want to buy a house over here. I'm like, yeah, you could. I don't know. I got my opinion on buying rentals or any properties. You want to be able to keep your eye on them. I go, it's kind of far away to own anything, but I go, why not?
It's so tough over there at the moment because, like, I've been trying to get a place for a while, and even for me to, like, I'm not there, so I'd be renting it out.
Yeah,
right. You're not even coming close to covering your nut with rent.
Oh, really? Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Just with the way the interest rates are, bro, it's like actually out of control.
Yeah.
You'd have a $8 grand mortgage. You'd probably be looking at $4.5-5 grand a month rent.
Oh, really?
So like you're out thousands every single month.
Yeah.
And just hope that and it's already the prices are so
What's
high.
the interest rates over there?
Oh, I think it's like 5% or 6% or something. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But
it's been fun. What else is going on?
I don't know, man.
Hammers.
What's that?
King of the Hammers.
Yeah, King of the Hammers coming up, racing off-road. I do that once a year. You know, have some great partners with Can-Am, Hella Lights, and I have, Heat Wave, just different companies that have supported me for a long time. And get to go play in the desert, go do some gnarly rock race that I've only finished half the tries. Out of 5 tries, I've finished twice. That's how. I mean, I think 200 cars start, about 15 finish. So it's a big challenge, you know, but it's fun. You know, go out there and do all your pre-running and, you know, figure out your lines and where you're going to go. Use the winch a lot, change a lot of tires, a lot of flats, and camp out for a few weeks and get after it. So that's my next thing, and then head back to Florida and get ready for outdoors, like to help Haiden make that transition to the 450. And yeah, that should be a fun one, interesting, and I think that's when the work begins. So yeah, it should be sweet.
Yeah, that's gonna be I might go to a few nationals.
Just you gotta go to Paula at least, right?
I'll be there for that. Yeah. We need to do the 100 hours with Haiden Deegan.
Yeah,
we gotta. Yeah. What would be better, before Parla or before A1 next year?
I feel like the off season's always the best, right?
Because you reckon do the off season and go to A1?
Because you have more time there to mess with. I feel like before outdoors, it's going to be pretty heavy. I mean, that's a new bike, a new 450. I'm sure there's testing. A lot of testing is going to have to happen and stuff. I don't know, but maybe we could figure it out. So I don't know, feel like
he'll be so locked in.
Yeah.
It'd just be cool. Like one of the things.
Why don't we do it when you do like a WSX round or something overseas? It'd be fun.
That could be
maybe
cool
in
too.
Australia or something. Maybe half there, half here. I don't know.
That could be cool.
The trip over there, the flight. I don't know. You could be pretty fun.
When we were doing the Cole thing,
I
was saying to Coop how locked in he was.
Really?
Like we've been friends forever since he was like 14.
Yeah.
Didn't even say hello to me for 3 days.
Really?
Locked in, bro. Yeah. It was impressive to watch. Like to document that level of focus, it'd be so hard to do because it'd be hard to be like a real fly on the wall and not make an impact.
Yeah.
But man, I was blown away by Coop's mentality those last few weeks. Cooper Webb.
Yeah.
Like just seeing him.
Oh yeah.
So,
at the
like,
track,
at the farm, bro. Like
no one gets it. Like unless you're there, the level of intensity during championship weeks, the last few weeks when everything's on the line, anything can happen. I'm telling you, every lap at the practice track is intense because you're just like, oh man, hopefully nothing goes wrong, right? And because you're so close to win a championship is so difficult. Everything has to go right. And I mean, and it's against all odds. And I just think that's the intensity is so high that you only get to see it if you're really there at the practice tracks. You know, it's a different world. And imagine doing that for 10 years straight, dude. Man, that's why probably Carmichael is like, 20 at 26, I'm out, bro. Yeah,
well, that's what I was saying to Coop. Like to get into that place is so gnarly. Yeah. And to do that over and over and over.
He's done it 3 times, which is crazy.
And then to be let down. So like 4 years of not winning.
Yeah.
And he was close over those times, you know, like seconds and thirds. Yeah. And it's like that level of focus and mindset and mentality. Yeah. And I've been around the sport a long time, but that was those 3 days. I was filming Cole and I was around Cole.
Yeah.
But Coop was there. Yeah. And to be legitimately friends with a guy that doesn't talk to you for 3 days.
Yeah. They don't even know you exist.
Bro.
You're not even, because guess what? Here's the best way I can put it. Their job is to win. All they're thinking about is every moment of the day. What can I do to get towards my goal? And if you're not helping with that goal, get the fuck out of the way. And you're smart enough, you will. You know, and then that's kind of like the mentality at the races too. These guys work so hard all year during the week and they come to the race on the race day. And you get all these people that come around, friends and family, and, oh, hey, bro, want a minute, want this or that. And the mentality is like, you're either helping this guy win or you're hurting him from winning. Which one are you? It's a cold fact, right? And if you're smart enough, you just stay out of the way. And if you're a friend or family, you just respect the grit and great game and you say, I'll go up in the stands, do your thing. We'll see you after the race. That's the best thing you can do is just let the game go down and enjoy it from the sidelines. And then after, when it's done, come down and say, hey, what's up, man? That was great or not great or whatever. That's
true.
all I have to say as a father. That is, watch this all go down. That's the best thing that people can do is respect the game, because it is, dude.
It's funny. I had a few situations just in business, and what you said, I said the exact same thing, but in business. I was like, you're either working with me, you're working against me, or you're staying out of my fucking business altogether.
Yeah.
And if you ain't existing in one of those 3 lanes, each of those 3 things are going to have consequences. You want to work with me? That'll have consequences. You want to work against me? That'll have consequences. But same thing in Moto. So anyway, this was cool.
Right on, dude.
I appreciate it. I love every time you're in here. I say it at the end of this, but for context to people listening, I really enjoy the time that we talk on camera, off camera. You're a good dude. I'm stoked that you've put out the General's Army.
Cool.
And it's a thing that suits you well. So
yeah, thanks for having me, dude. This is a great platform, and I look forward to seeing it on the internet.
Whenever you want to come back, mate, just let me know.
All right, dude.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.